views expressed on Talk Real Solutions, hosted by Tyrone Thompson at TalkRealSolutions.com, are the views of Tyrone Thompson and do not reflect the views of TalkRealSolutions.com, YouTube, or etc. The content here belongs to Talk Real Solutions and its many contributors. Views and opinions expressed by all contributors belong to them and not TalkRealSolutions.com or Tyrone Thompson, the host, or etc. All data and information provided on the site is for informational purposes only. Talk Real Solutions makes no representations as to accuracy, completeness, correctness, suitability, or validity of any information on this site and will not be liable for any errors, omissions, or delays in this information or any losses, injuries, or damages arising from its display or use. All information is provided on an as-is basis.
All right. Welcome to the show. This is Talk Real Solutions, and I am your host tonight, Tyrone Thompson. I want to thank you for tuning in. Today is August 6th, 2026, and if you want to join the conversation and speak with yours truly one-on-one, or whoever else is on the line, you can dial the number at 1-717-908-1834. I'll open your line and we can have a conversation. We can work it out like that. I just remind you, if you do get on the line, just try to be respectful and courteous and all of that jazz, so you can have a proper conversation. What else I got? I ain't got shit. Listen to me. I really don't have shit to talk about. Of course, I pay attention to the politics. I'm paying attention to what's happening with Nolan Wells. That stuff is getting all muddy now. There's so much stuff out there about that case. I don't know. Well, white people do their business because they're trying to distort what happened and just take the attention away from that boy was being murdered. And I seen something crazy about Roland Martin flying through the air, and I was like, okay, well, there's always something, it's always something. So we can talk about that. Of course, we can talk about politics and whatever the white supremacist slave masters are doing at this point in time, because that's all we're dealing with is the same mentality from white people that we had in the 1800s. But for some reason, the conversation about how savage these people have gotten tamped down in the conversation of politics, because we try to look at both sides and weigh each side and see the reason behind it. And it's just the same shit. They're racist. They're fucking racist, and they're the same racists that went and enslaved my ancestors. I don't know what else to say, but it kind of disappoints me that for how long I've been saying this thing, and everything that I've said about these savages have actually came true. Or you're watching it play out, and to me, it's nothing complicated to figure out. To exist in the same society with these people is pretty easy to see that they're the same fucking devilish pieces of shits that has always existed. But what can you do? Black people, we are so forgiving, and we don't want to hear check my audio. We don't want to hear negative things about those people, so we always try to find a way to justify it, to coddle it, to make it less harsh than what it is, and that's a symptom of our psychology, due to the passing on of trauma. All of these years, we've learned how to just take the blunt of this shit and just play it off. That's what the fuck we do. And it's good in a way, but then in a way it's not good in a way, because I would like to see more of us with the rebellious side, and I know we got away from talking about violence and stuff like that, but we don't push back enough. We don't push back enough. We've got to a point now where we just let these people just walk all over us. And the good thing from that is we have to work 3 times as hard as them. We have to learn systems more than they have to learn them, and we have to work within the system of white supremacy, and actually get things done regardless of all of this hate that's going on. So that's the good thing of it, And what else been going on? I don't know. I've made progress on my weight loss. My goal is to get down to 165, 168. And this morning I was at 170. Well, earlier this week I was at 171. And today I was at 173. And so I'm making progress with my weight loss, getting back to where I want to be, where I feel comfortable at. And, there ain't nothing wrong with people being overweight. There's nothing wrong with people having a little bit of juice on them. There ain't nothing wrong with that. But I'm telling you, from my experience, I cannot walk around on this planet like that. I just can't. I'm miserable. I run out of breath. I can't do things. I can't get up. I can't sit down. I can't maneuver without aching. So whenever I'm big, I just can't function. It's just uncomfortable for me. And I ain't saying there's nothing wrong with big people. There's people live how they live, and you accept for people for who they are. But with me gaining weight and losing weight like that, I'm realizing that the problem is really bigger than what we think, because there's a whole psychological thing when it comes to food and dieting and eating the correct food. It's a whole psychological thing. So a lot of people that I imagine, I don't know, I'm not in their body, but a lot of people that are bigger, I think psychologically they're stuck, and if they could lose the weight, I think they would. And this is the reason that I'm saying it, because we living in an era of these peptides, this GLP-1 and all of these things, and there's a whole lot of people getting on GLP-1, losing the weight, and expressing how good they feel. So it seems like they found a way for people to lose weight, and when people take the stuff seriously and they start losing weight, they seem like they're happier people. So what about the people that don't go that route? You know what I mean? You got a lot of people that's just stuck. And the reason that I'm saying it so easy, because I was big, lost weight, I was big, I lost weight, I was big, I was lost weight. I've been going through this up and down damn near all my goddamn life. But when I was big, I can tell you that it's not a happy existence. It wasn't a happy existence for me. And this last time I gained weight, it was due to medical reasons. I had back surgery. I had other things going on with me, and I just couldn't get up and maneuver. So whenever you in that position, you just, I ain't gonna lie, initially I started out trying to just constantly eat the correct stuff and all that kind of stuff. But as time went on, I was like, shit, well, give me that biscuit. I'm gonna try some of that bread over there, and then give me some of that fried food. Fuck that. I want a Subway. I want to go to Chick-fil-A. I want to, and I just started eating all of that shit and just shoving it down my damn throat. And next thing you know, I'm at 210 pounds. The entire time that I'm eating and shoving food in my mouth, I'm telling myself, I ain't that big. I go look in the mirror. I don't see the big me. I see the me that is smaller. That's a psychological thing that happened to me. I don't know about other people, but I don't see the big me. I see the psychological me. And then whenever I do get a glimpse at the big me in the mirror, I say, that ain't that bad. I can lose it easy. It's one of these things to where your mind just plays tricks on you because you want to eat the food because it's satisfying. You want to eat the food because it's emotional. And your brain grabs on to all of those endorphins, I think, and just say, let me give this person whatever he's craving for to satisfy him. And that's what happens. You just go ahead and start eat. And the next thing you know, you're overweight. And then when you get to that point, a lot of people, unlike me, because I've lost weight so many times, they don't have the mental discipline to do what it takes to lose weight. For instance, during the time that you're losing weight, you're going to have to be in a caloric deficit, right? And when you're in a caloric deficit, your stomach growls, right? So a caloric deficit is you have this certain amount of calories that you're supposed to maintain. You're supposed to eat every day to maintain your weight. If you eat over that amount of calories, you're going to gain weight. If you eat below that amount of calories, you're going to lose weight. So I've been doing that so often, I already know that. So whenever you eat below that amount of calories, your stomach is going to growl. You're going to be hungry, and that's when everything kicks in. Your brain is telling you to go get that cake, to go get that fast food. Whenever your stomach is growling and those cravings kick in, that is one of the toughest times there is whenever it comes to losing weight. But what I figured out is, for me, I don't know about for everybody else, whenever I get hungry, whenever my stomach starts growling, it takes about a good, I don't know, hour and a half to 2 hours before all of that food noise goes away, right? So now my stomach is still growling, but my brain ain't telling me that I'm hungry no more. So I realize that pattern in my body. So I know to wait at least 2 hours when I get hungry before these cravings go away, and I'm good to go. Or you could just drink some water. A lot of people don't like to drink water. So you drink water during that time, and the cravings will go away. So what that does is, while you're in a caloric deficit and your stomach is growling, and you pass up on eating your food, and you just wait the time period where your body stops yelling at you, then you can go ahead and continue on with your day and lose weight until it happens again. So it don't just happen once a day. So now your stomach is growling again. Maybe 4 hours from that time it was growling the first time. You do it again. I know if I wait 2 hours, then I know I won't be hungry. And you have to mentally struggle with that all fucking day long, right? And then that goes on for about 2 damn weeks. If you're lucky, a week. That fucking struggle goes on for about 2 weeks. So now I know that I can wait 2 hours while my stomach growling, and that hunger pain will go away. And then this whole session that I'm talking about, I know if I wait about 2 weeks, that I'll be used to that session that I'm going through. So it's those type of struggles mentally that you have to put up with day after day after day after day in order to lose weight, and that's not it. That's not it. That's just one of the things that you struggle with that is really hard, that I don't think people are able to do, and I'm not knocking nobody, and I'm not saying you can't do it. I know that it's hard as shit to do it, and for a lot of people, they just whenever they get hungry, and they making a beeline to some food, and there ain't nothing wrong with that. But I know that's just one of the things that happens. So with me, I'm gonna keep going till I get to my goal weight, which I said is about 165 to 168 in that area there. And then once I get there, then I may start lifting weights. I'm already lifting weights. I'm already doing exercises like that. But I may start lifting weights to build up my muscles aesthetically, like I wanted to build up, right? So, so I'm out of confuse you. So, but I'm going to start concentrating on staying at 168 to 165 and concentrating on body parts, because what muscles help speed up your metabolism, and when your metabolism builds up, then that helps you burn fat, so that's the goal there. But right now I ain't trying to put no extra weight on me at all until I get to my goal weight. And then when I get to my goal weight, that's when I'll start working out and trying to build muscle. And as you age, like now I'm 59, right? So all of that shit that I'm talking about is important. It's life or death. To be honest with you, I'm not exaggerating. It's life or death for people at my age, if you can build muscles or not. Because if you don't, a lot of people my age, even some of the people back home, I can see where they have aged, and they're acting like they're fucking 60 years old, but I know that if and I ain't saying that they can't do it, I'm just saying with my brain and the way I think that I can stretch out the time that I have here on this planet by eating right and exercising. So anyway, that's just me. And what else am I doing? I'm doing things around the house. I'm painting. I'm doing my yard. I'm playing my little robot lawnmower, and just doing things around the house. That's what I'm doing. So keeping myself busy, and not trying to be stuck on social media like I used to be, and like people are, because social media is another bad habit, and it draws you in, and you're stuck there going down these rabbit holes, whether it be politics, whether it be about celebrities, whether it be about gossip, whether it be about anything, right? I don't want to be stuck going down those rabbit holes. And that's why I said that about the Nolan Wells case, right? Is because initially the young man was found dead on the beach, and they recovered the body and they did an autopsy, and the police announced that there was no foul play, and the parents said that they're not satisfied with that, so they asked for a second autopsy, and the second autopsy found something, and the parents want answers now, like what happened to their son. So that's normal. It should have been normal for the first autopsy to answer some questions. That's what should have been happening, right? And then the route that it went, that's kind of normal. If you don't get the correct answers from one place, then you want to insist that you get the correct answer to what happened to your child, because your child ain't here no more. And that's kind of like a important thing to know exactly what the hell happened. And nobody is accusing anybody of anything. They just want to know what happened. But here's where the mess comes in. Because the parents are just asking that simple question. Now, white America is doing what white America does and telling black people to shut up, basically. Don't ask questions. You don't have a right to know what happened to your son. Just accept the answers that we gave you. Move the fuck on. He drowned. Get over it. And that's not sitting right with social media and people following the case, and it shouldn't. So now you're getting all of these different conspiracies that are coming out about what happened, and different witnesses are saying different things. And even when it comes to officials down there, they're coming out saying one thing, and then they're saying something else. And then you got the fucking Nancy Grace, that bitch. Let me stop, but I don't like her. But you got Nancy Grace on it. So once you get Nancy Grace telling the damn story, you know it's going to pick up popularity, and people are going to start spinning stuff. They're going to start saying things that you can't prove. And then in addition to that, the mother is getting harassed, and Benjamin Crump saying that he's trying to start a race war and all this kind of stuff. And the family just simply asks, what happened to my child? And I'm listening to the family. And since I've been paying attention, they have made no accusations about anybody in that on that island. And then you got one of the kids' fathers who's suing Nolan Wells' family. I'm like, what the fuck? They're literally suing Nolan Wells' family. And then you got people getting locked up for making social media posts against the judge. The only person that's going to jail in this situation so far is somebody that's criticizing the way that this thing is being handled. So it's getting all twisted and all this kind of stuff. And I'm a pretty straightforward guy. And I like to know the facts, what happened, and results. I could talk about the conspiracies, but at this point in time, I don't think that family is getting justice. I don't think at this point social media, well, I'm gonna say partly social media is not doing the family a favor. Some of social media that is putting out some of the facts in the case, I think that's needed, because the law enforcement in that area is not telling everything about the case. Who's this caller?
What's up, Tyrone? This is Howard, man. How you doing?
Hey, what's up, Howard? I'm just rambling, man. Ain't got shit to talk about, so the floor is open. You can talk about whatever you want to, brother.
No, I just wanted to chime in, and I go back on mute about what you're saying about the Nolan Wells thing, and that's why I just stopped following the case, period. Because it's too, like you said, too many conspiracy theories. You don't know what's the truth, what's not the truth.
Mm-hmm.
I'll try only listen to maybe Benjamin Crump, somebody like that, but all these other people that are throwing their conspiracies, or especially that damn Officer Tatum, who's that guy. I just don't follow, because it becomes, like you say, you go down a whole rabbit hole and you don't know what the hell is the truth and what's not the truth.
Well, and you and I can tell that something right didn't happen. You and I can tell that something wrong happened to that boy, and answers need to be, they need to become, somebody need to answer why that boy died, and they're not getting to that.
Right. So it's like everything. I'd rather, Benjamin Crump come out and hold a press conference. I'll listen to that. All this other shit, I don't listen to it. And that's whether it's wrong or right, I don't know, but I'm not gonna, because you get, next thing you know, man, you done your whole body down the damn rabbit hole.
Yeah, man, and that's the way social media is designed. It's designed to feed you a little bit to keep you going back for more, and that's what this Nolan Wells case is turned into. At first it was the audio, and then it was Katie, and then it was some more stuff, and one of the guys changed the story, and I'm like, okay, well, I don't know what the fuck to listen to, until the investigators do their thing, I guess.
Right. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say, man. I kind of hold a similar thing.
Okay, well, I'll leave your line open until you want to chime in again. And guys, if y'all want to call in, the number is 717-908-1834. I'm just sitting up here running my mouth, and y'all can talk about any subject that you want to. We were just speaking on the Nolan Wells case and how it's got messed up, and it's bad for that family. to where they can't seek justice without all this confusion. And this is white America. I'm just gonna be honest with you. This is white America doing this. Because it seemed when it happened that white people had did something bad, right? So that's what it seemed like. I'm not saying that there's a fact, but it seemed like the perception was out there that white people had did something bad. So white people knee-jerk reaction is to run out and defend white people at all costs. That's what you're looking at in politics. Whenever Donald Trump does something bad, white people have a knee-jerk reaction to run out there and defend whatever it is for the other white people at all costs. It don't matter if Donald Trump is stealing their damn money. It don't matter if Donald Trump slept with a prostitute or a porn star. It don't matter if Donald Trump is lying about a war. It don't matter whatever the hell that white man is doing. White America is going to run out and defend it. So in the Nolan Wells case, when it looked like that white people might get caught up into whatever happened to Nolan Wells, they beat you to the punch. And like Howard alluded to, you don't only have white people running out trying to defend white people. You got black people running out trying to defend white people. And this guy named Brandon Tatum, he's not a fucking officer. This guy named Brandon Tatum beat everybody to the goddamn punch because he's the one that inserted race into the conversation. Nobody was talking about race, and they still aren't on the Wells side talking about race. But whenever Brandon Tatum ran out front and said that because Benjamin Crump is representing them, and because Al Sharpton is in it, and Colin Kaepernick, he's inserting race. No, they're not. They're supporting a grieving family. And Benjamin Crump seen that these people were not getting answers. So the boy's civil rights has been violated because he's dead. Right? He's dead and there's no answer. So it's a possibility, I put it like that. It's a possibility that his civil rights was violated. So Benjamin Crump inserted himself in there saying that he would seek answers. And Benjamin Crump did a good thing by ordering that second autopsy. And I think Kaepernick paid for that. Or Tyler Perry, one of them. And one of them paid for the funeral. But that's a good thing. That's a good thing. And not only that, Benjamin Crump is a national figure. So now it's out of the hands of the area in Mississippi where they can cover up shit. Now the nation see what's going on in Mississippi with this death of Nolan Wells. So I think it's a good thing. But Officer Tatum, I called him officer. I'm sorry, he's not an officer. Brandon Tatum came on the scene, and the first thing that he did was tell everybody, because these people were involved, that they was injecting race, and that just wasn't the case. That just wasn't the case. And there is something strange going on with those boys and their family, because a high profile case like this. Okay, so ever since I've been living, whenever a high profile case come up, people shut the fuck up. One side shut the hell up and the other side shut the hell up, because you don't want to taint the jury pool, and you don't want to give a perception of that you're trying to hide something. But both sides shut up, basically. So whenever the boy's family allowed them to get on social media and talk to Officer Tatum, that made my antennas go up, because that's not normal. That's not normal for people to in a murder situation to come out here and go on a podcast and try to clear their name, because that's basically what Brandon Tatum was doing, interviewing those people, is trying to clear their name by putting forward a narrative that people could absorb and say, well, they said it happened this way before the truth comes out here. Because if you think about it, if you go ahead and put one narrative out there, and we probably take examples from Donald Trump. If you go ahead and put one narrative out there before the truth comes out, now you're going to have people divided on what is the truth. Even though you got the real truth, people who's sympathetic with the other side is going to say, no, that ain't what happened. Because whenever it happened, they came out and said this right here. But we're showing you the truth now. We did the investigation. We took the time to come up with the evidence, and now we have the evidence and the proof of what happened. Those same people who Brandon Tatum and that Judge Mother and all of those people tainted the views of, they're going to be stuck on that side and not accepting the truth. And I know that sounds silly, but we watched it happen whenever it came to the Epstein files. We watched it happen when it came to Stormy Daniels. We watched it happen, or attempt to happen, when it came to E. Jean Carroll. We watch it happen all the time when Donald Trump get out here and say things that is a blatant lie and get ahead of the story. So now when the truth comes out, you got one side say, well, Donald Trump said this. That's sorry, stupid ass. He gonna always, whatever Donald Trump say, that's what the fuck he gonna say. And then the truth comes out, and then they don't accept the truth. Just like the goddamn 14th Amendment. We told Sarge what the truth was, but Donald Trump was saying that he had the power to change the goddamn Constitution, and he constantly was out front talking about what he can do with the 14th Amendment and what he had power to do. And then when the Supreme Court made their decision about the 14th Amendment, which was the truth, and Donald Trump has already been out there saying what he could do, Sarge wanted to argue against the goddamn Supreme Court decision. And that's exactly what happens whenever these pieces of shit, racist, white supremacists get out in front of a story and try to paint their own narrative. Part of society is going to believe that fucking made up narrative. And that's exactly what Brandon Tatum doing. Now, I'm not a lawyer, but I think, I ain't gonna say I think, I don't even know. So this is just my little conspiracy. I told you I do conspiracies. If what I'm saying could happen, then Brandon Tatum, that boy's mother, that judge, everybody that went on that podcast could be accused of trying to taint the goddamn jury before the goddamn trial. Because that's exactly what the fuck they're doing. They're interfering in this case. They're interfering in this case. And I think the appropriate thing that's supposed to happen from Ben Crump's side, to go along with my little conspiracy, I think that they're supposed to tell them people to shut up, some kind of legal way to shut up, and you can't talk and you can't speak on the case and all that kind of stuff. So they would have to shut the fuck up. But they're getting, like I said, they're moving fast. They're moving fast. They're getting out before they can get those orders, before people can tell them to shut the fuck up. They saying what they saying now, because nothing legal has happened. But that's just my opinion, you know. What's up, Monica? But that's just my opinion. I don't know. But now let me ask y'all this right here, because you know I'm on the fence with Poetic Flacco. I really am. I listen to his videos. He's an entertaining guy. He's articulate, even though he stutter and slob. But I listen to Poetic Flacco, and you know I take it with a grain of salt. So recently, he did a video about Roland Martin. Now, you know, I'm kind of on the fence with Roland Martin too. You know, I think Roland Martin said a whole lot of good things, but I'm not no diehard Roland Martin fan. You know, I just think. But I don't think he's bad for the black community. Whenever he does a lot of the finger wagging and all that kind of stuff, you know, I don't go along with that. But you know, Roland Martin is all right. But Poetic Flacco did this video, and I saw an excerpt from him and Tasha K, and they was talking about Roland Martin's sexual escapades. There's allegations of Roland Martin being in a compromised position, and they took videos and pictures with Roland Martin in a leopard print thong. I'm just repeating what I'm saying, allegedly. I'm just repeating what Tasha K and I'm not saying Roland Martin has done any of this stuff, but Roland Martin kind of came out and said it's true, and that's where I'm at. But there was pictures of Roland Martin in a leopard print thong or a camouflage print thong, laying on the bed with his legs open, and this woman was holding his Johnson and had her fingers inserted into him. And the way they tell it is that Roland Martin was having an affair with this lady, and he went to her home, and she has CCTV cameras, like security cameras, put up, and all of this stuff was caught on security cameras. And the lady distributed the videos to certain people, and Poetic Flacco got it from Whack 100. Yeah, that's what he said. Whoever the fuck Whack 100. Poetic Flacco got it from Whack 100, and Poetic Flacco shared it with Tasha K. And Tasha K couldn't wait to get on the damn video with Poetic Flacco and have a discussion about Roland Martin's extramarital affairs. So, okay, Roland Martin was cheating, but how far does this social media thing go? I don't give a shit about what Roland Martin do, and if he likes to get picked, I don't give a fuck about what he does. That's not going to. Now, is he being a hypocrite when it comes to extramarital stuff? Marital stuff probably is, because he probably talks about black families and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know where Poetic Flacco and Tasha K was trying to go with this whole expose of Roland Martin. And you guys can look right here. You know, I Google it. I put in not Chat GPT, but one of these AI things that I watch. I put it in the thing. I asked about Roland Martin rumors, and it's basically saying the same thing that I'm saying. It said rumors surrounding the journalist and political commentator Roland Martin involves allegations of extramarital affairs and our purported extortion attempt. The alleged and extortion claims. The claims are social media personalities allege that the explicit images and videos of Martin were circulating online. The extortion defense reports indicate that Martin and his legal team acknowledged the existence of the visuals, but asserted that he was a target of revenge and extortion scheme involving individuals who secretly recorded him. It says the public response is Martin has largely utilized legal channels to address the situation, threatening to sue public outlets for publishing the footage rather than engaging in online discussion about the personal matters. Now, here's the deal. I don't care. I honestly don't care. And people who It's not like Umar Johnson, where Umar Johnson stole from the black community and promised in a school and all this. It's not like Brother Polite, where Brother Polite would run around here talking about the black woman is God and all this kind of stuff while he down in Florida raping children. It's not like the New Guapians, where Dr. York was having all kinds of affairs with underage people. There's a lot of black scandals in the black community, right? The list goes on and on and on with all these black scandals. Boyce Watkins, all of these scandals, right? But this is not one of them. And when you team up with Tasha K and you try to expose somebody, is it just for the views? Because according to what this is saying, Roland Martin is not denying it. It says his legal team said that the videos exist. But whenever you start sharing private, intimate moments about people's lives, that's when you become the criminal. That's when you're in the wrong. There wasn't a public need to know if Roland Martin is getting pegged or not. They just ain't a public need for that. So I don't know. I already was looking at Poetic Flacco with a side eye when he said that he can show everybody how to make $100,000 on YouTube, and then asking people to join his class. And I don't know, but like I said, the young man is talented. He's articulate. He know how to grow a YouTube channel and become successful on YouTube. I can't take that away from him. But at the same time, this is just going too damn far, in my opinion. If Roland Martin had did something, right? If there was some controversy with Roland Martin and there was a reason to attack Roland Martin, then I could possibly see something like this being relevant. But right now, I don't think that it's relevant. But I wanted to talk about it because I thought it was weird that people are sharing this type of information about Roland Martin. And clearly, if he's married, I think he's married. His wife is still there. And I don't see what reason why somebody would just try to do this. That's just wrong. And that's the terrible side of social media. The extent that Tasha K and Poetic Flacco went to try to expose this stuff. I could just sit here and think about all the good things that Roland Martin has done, because I mean that's a positive brother. Like I said, I disagree with him on some things, but when it comes to black politics, when it comes to knowledge of the system over the years on how it treated black people, when it comes to sharing information to the black community about white supremacy and racism, get the fuck out of here. Y'all need to go on some goddamn where. Y'all need to go on, because that's not what y'all doing. Y'all not trying to create a movement to where black people can get ahead on these people. You just about all these exposés and all, which with some exposés, I mean, is well deserved, But Tasha K with that Cardi B gonorrhea, blah blah blah, talking about the children. I'm like, okay, well, that's a little too far. And now you got Poetic Flacco on there talking about Roland Martin's fucking thongs. I don't get it. I do not get it. Uh-oh. And I didn't know if y'all heard about that or not, but I just thought it was a strange subject matter for black people to be talking about at this point in time. There's too many other things that affects our community, um, historically and presently. So I don't get it. So I mean that kind of put an X in the block for me with Poetic Flacco. Like I said, of course, Tasha K has already been on my bad side. I don't listen to her yell and cuss all the damn time. But obviously, she got talent too, and she's got people that follow her. And okay, let me say, I don't give a shit. Okay, so our community got a bunch of ignorant people in our goddamn community, and I'm saying it. The people that follow Tasha K. I don't give a fuck how educated you are, how successful you are. If you follow that kind of garbage, then there's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with you. And to me, Poetic Flacco just put himself in that damn boat. The same garbage that Tasha K promotes. You know, this gossip, gotcha, expose bullshit. That's just clearly millions of people on Tasha K's channel. I don't know how many subscribers Flacco got. Hundreds of thousands of people on his channel. Black people subscribe to this nonsense. You know, and that's part of the problem that we have in this country, because those people don't want to hear about the correct way, the right way to approach this fight when it comes to our politics in this country. These people will speak down about politics, and they will encourage people not to participate, and that's part of the goddamn problem. There's a lot of our people are just stuck on stupidity, all of this ratchet ass shit, and at the same time, these white people are running all over us. They fucking taking away rights. They're just doing what they do, and we don't have any fight in our community anymore. And when I say that, I ain't talking about everybody, because I know there's some people out there that are actually in the fight and trying to push back. There's a lot of black people that are doing it, but whenever it comes to social media and these people get stuck in these little areas, you know, they turn their brain off to what could actually affect the entire community when it comes to politics, and they don't even participate. You know, we had this conversation before to where there was a whole movement to make black people ignorant and not participate in politics and vote down ballot and all that kind of dumb shit, that allowed Donald Trump to succeed. And somehow it's these same ignorant people that affects the outcome of the election. And you know, I think that these black social media platforms, this is just my opinion, I ain't trying to tell nobody what the fuck to do. I think these black social media platforms should educate themselves on civics, on politics, on political power. And in part of their gossiping, they could educate the people, their listeners, black listeners, on what to do to be engaged in politics. But because the talking points have to be a certain way, i.e., the Democrats bad, you're on the Democratic plantation, the Democrats ain't never did shit for you, What are you gonna get out of the goddamn vote? That shit right there is easier to say than educating black people on civics. You see, that's a whole lot easier to say. Is you're on a Democrat plantation. You know, the Democrats ain't never did shit for you. That shit's a whole lot easier to roll off the tongue than to sit down and educate people on the history of our country, the struggle of our ancestors in this country, the progress that was made, the progress that is taken away from us. People don't want to sit down and educate themselves on that little bit of knowledge and educate their followers. And they can still have the same goddamn gossipy ass platform. Just tell the truth to black people about their political power in this country and what they can do with that power. You know, and while they screaming all of this shit about the Democrats ain't did shit and Democrat plantation, if that was the case, then why the fuck are they trying to take away your vote? At every turn, they're trying to restrict the right for you to use the thing that black people say that is not useful. That's the craziest thing to me. It is crazy to me. Like, we got a dummy in the chat room right now that say that he don't even vote. What? What you mean you don't vote? Why you even talking about politics if you don't do nothing, if you don't participate, if you don't try to affect change? Why even have a conversation? That's the dumbness that we have in this community. Like ABC proudly say that he don't vote. Proudly. And then he want to come on here and have conversations about tariffs, have conversations about freedom of speech, have conversations about everything political. Why? You didn't do nothing to change it. You know? And that's the kind of dumbness we got in our community. What else we got going on? Let's see what else Donald Trump did this week. They had Nolan Wells' mama up under investigation. That's what the Mississippi Free Press just, there's a headline there. Well, it looks like Donald Trump this week. I'm just Googling what Trump news this week so I can run my mouth. Look, guys, if y'all want to call in, because as y'all can see, I don't have shit to talk about. Y'all can call in to the number. I do this for y'all so you can have a conversation, because I'm tired of politics. I'm tired of Donald Trump. I'm tired of goddamn talking about these racist ass white people. But it says Donald Trump signed 2 executive orders targeting birthright citizenship and curbing the birth tourism, while facing mounting criticism over the military supply shortages amongst an ongoing conflict in Iran. Additionally, an armed man was arrested in Los Angeles at his Los Angeles golf course. It says an armed man was wearing an earpiece and was arrested at Trump's California golf course, with police recovering a loaded weapon and concerning notebooks from his vehicle. So I didn't know about that. I don't know if they was going after Donald Trump or anybody else, but that's the problem in this country that people have been blinded to when it comes to gun violence in this country. These people don't address motherfuckers getting shot in the streets every day, mass shooting going on, children dying by guns, We pretend like that's not a thing in this country, and at the same time we allow fucking children to die because the rich people in this country, one of the ways that they profit is allowing people to get murdered by allowing the weapons that they make money off of to just be in this country freely. That's one of the reasons, and that's why I said that whole Second Amendment thing need to be looked at. It said Trump signed a executive order to limit birthright citizenship and increase visa restrictions on visitors who come to the United States and to give birth. Well, I don't know, because I like I said, I won't paying this any damn attention. So I don't know why he would sign an executive order when the Supreme Court has already ruled on the 14th Amendment. But this is a PBS article. President Donald Trump said Thursday that he is once more trying to limit the number of people who is born in this country who can become American citizens. And a sign that had given his first attempt at limiting birthright citizenship and which was rejected by the Supreme Court. He's ready to try again. The president said that he was signing 2 executive orders, actions on immigration. He said one would limit the number of people born eligible for United States citizenship. He can't do that. He's breaking the goddamn law. And this is the thing about white people again, is that even though he know what the law is, white people ain't gonna say shit when he's clearly breaking the law with his illegal executive order. A second order seeks to curb what Trump called birth tourism by increasing the restrictions on visitors to the United States who want to obtain visas to give birth in this country. I don't know how the fuck he's going to do that. The law is the law. Additional details weren't provided, but Trump said that he thought that his latest action would be constitutional. It's not. It's not. In June, the Supreme Court rejected Trump's previous efforts to declare that children born in the United States illegally or temporarily are American citizens, and upheld the broad concept of birthright citizenship. So I don't know. Who's this unknown caller?
Now, I know you blockheaded as a motherfucker, but I'm going to do my damnedest to explain to you why Trump's latest birthright citizenship ruling ought to be constitutional, even by the goofy Supreme Court standards. Now, if you listen to me, I'll tell you.
Okay, how you doing?
I'm doing just fine, Tyrone. Glad to see you. And I think I can get through with this. Now I got a whole bunch of motherfuckers trying to interrupt me while I'm speaking. All right, so, first of all, when you fill out a tourist visa to visit the United States at a consulate in a foreign country or the United States Embassy, you say you are coming to the United States for specific purposes. You testify to it under oath. That's what you're doing. You're coming to visit Disney World. You want to see the Grand Canyon. You want to go visit an automobile factory. You want to see the shows in New York. You state a specific purpose. And then you say you're going to be there for a few weeks. Now, I don't know if you're familiar with the visa process, but that's what it is. Take my word for it. A few weeks, you want to visit the Grand Canyon, you want to go to Disney World. Now, if it can be shown that your real motive is to come to the United States and drop a baby so you can have anchor baby to get your ass back in the country whenever you want to and create a citizen to vote for the Democrat Party, well, guess what? That's fraud. It's already in the federal law. It's already in the visa law, the immigration law. If you get a visa for fraudulent reasons, you've committed a felony in the United States. Do you understand me?
Well, none of what you're saying is true, but go ahead.
No. Now, see, this is what I mean about you. Whenever you get facts you don't like, you just declare them to be untrue. Just like you did with what you said I said about the 14th Amendment. Now, I know damn well you didn't go along with Dred Scott had you been alive. You wouldn't have gone along with Plessy versus Ferguson. You wouldn't have gone along with the repeal of Roe versus Wade at the federal level. You would have said every one of the Supreme Court decisions is bogus from your lights, even though your lights have little constitutional understanding, whereas my objections to Supreme Court decisions are grounded not only in solid constitutional understanding, but in precedent by the Supreme Court. Like in Wong Kim Ark in 1898, the Supreme Court explicitly ruled why Wong Kim Ark's parents gave birth to him as a citizen under the 14th Amendment. They said the reason was he was lawfully resident in the country and his parents were self-supporting. They specifically said that in the reason. How in the fuck is an illegal alien lawfully resident in the country, and since 70% or more of them go on welfare, how are they self-supporting? You see, my understanding is always constitutional. Yours almost never is. It's just what you don't like. Now, there are ways to get around this Supreme Court decision, and we're going to find a way to do it, because this country cannot survive with this sort of thing, particularly if the Democrats get back in power in Congress and the presidency. They will simply do what them damn socialists in Spain did. They'll give amnesty to every illegal alien in the country and flood us with more. Our republic will then be over. And I got another thing I'd like to bring up with you.
Okay.
Particularly as regards the armed forces, which you and I have an understanding of. I'll give you this. You at least have a basic understanding of what the armed forces is for and what it's supposed to do. Guess what one of the biggest gripes of the New York Times is against Pete Hegseth? They ran an article just today saying that women's share of top military promotions falls as Hegseth blocked nominees. As though the reason he's doing what he's doing is just to keep women, and by extension, people of color, from being promoted in the armed forces. Now, you and I both know that's bullshit because I read the man's book. In fact, I got it right here in front of me. I can pull out me a quote. It's called The War on Warriors. He wrote that book. I got it as soon as he wrote it, and I agree with 98% of what he said in it, because he's absolutely right about DEI, wrecking the Army, particularly with regards to women, particularly with regard to them, and to a lesser extent with the promotions that some of the minorities are promoting these days, especially under Biden, especially Charlie Q. Brown, who he made chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. Now, let me tell you something about that motherfucker. He was very qualified. As a fighter pilot, he had all the credentials. He'd been to every fighter aviation school. He'd been to Top Gun. He'd been in the Air Force, Red Flag. He'd been everywhere. He had all the qualifications. Make no mistake about it. He was qualified to be a chief of staff. So I'm not arguing his qualifications. He, in his particular case, was qualified. Did you hear what I just said? I don't want you to misunderstand me and say I said something else. But here's the problem with Charles Q. Brown. Charles Q. Brown repeatedly, when he became a senior general officer, wrote that the numbers of white officers need to be artificially constrained. That's what he wrote. He said, we need to limit the number of white officers to a certain percentage until whatever arbitrarily number of people of color and women get promoted. Well, we need to make sure these white male officers don't, no matter how qualified they are. Did you hear what I just said? No matter how qualified they are for the position, we need to have. Now, that sort of thing, if you remember, when you talk about flag rank officers, whether they're generals or admirals, it doesn't matter what the reasons either the Secretary of War or the President relieves them for. He is allowed to pick people that fit his vision of what the armed forces should be. And in Pete Hegseth's case, I know this having read his book and watching the performance of the armed forces in both recruiting and on the battlefield since he's been Secretary of War. He is about excellence, period, and merit. And that's as it should be. So whether they're people of color white people, he wants the best in his armed forces by objective standards that have been long justified by millennia of what it takes to make an effective combat-ready armed force.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you don't like that, fine. You ain't got to agree with it. I agree with it, and when it's reflected in the recruiting numbers of the armed forces. They're meeting all of their goals for the first time in almost 6 years.
Okay. Yeah. Sarge, I got other people.
Don't you tell me that now, because I got them right in front of me. I dare you to tell me it's not true.
Well, I got Joshua on the line, and I opened another caller. Who's this other caller?
Hey, what's going on, Tyrone? How are you?
What's up, Joe? I'm gonna let Joshua go, and then I'll let you go. But let me just say this real quick, Sarge. I didn't interrupt you. Sarge lied about the 14th Amendment. Pete Heschef got a fucking racist ass tattoo on his damn chest. So I don't even know how the hell we even taking whatever the fuck he say right or putting the book serious. He's a goddamn racist. He's a fucking Nazi. So all that shit Sarge was saying is a goddamn lie. But go ahead, Joshua.
Yeah.
As usual, assertions without foundation. That's your style of arguing, and you got nothing else. I rest my case.
Okay, go ahead, Joshua.
Look, my point is this, that white males in general have no right to make any laws because they are immigrants, period. All of them are immigrants. The ones that came here and brought slaves with them. They're immigrants. They're not citizens. They're not indigenous to America, what we call America today. They have no business making any laws. Truthfully, they don't. Okay? So with that being said, whether it's the 14th Amendment or any amendment that was written by white males, check that out, written by white males to suit their criteria. It wasn't about us. It was about them. And that's the truth. And I think that lawyers should start challenging the Trump administration on that, say, Mr. Trump, white people are not indigenous to America. So you have no right, really, to in fact, go by or make any laws or make any executive orders because you're not indigenous to America. They're using the same thing, Tyrone, to foreigners. They're using the same thing to Native Americans. And this is why it's important that we recognize what they're doing. They're reversing everything in sense that we did as far as the civil rights is concerned. They're actually been making mockery of the civil rights. That's what they're doing. They say, well, we're like in Missouri right now. There's a lawsuit going on now in Missouri where this dumb hoe got on there and says, all white people and women, no, she said all whites and white people. She didn't want to say women, but then that would make her sound like a liberal. So she said all whites and all white people and men. She was saying, come file a lawsuit, a class action lawsuit. Basically, that's what she was saying, for being discriminated against because they were white. That is a mockery to civil rights, because that initially was not the trajectory of civil rights. The only thing that the civil rights was saying was trying to keep them to play fair. That's all it was. That was it. That was it. So to tell them white folks, stop being awful. Don't be awful, assholes. Don't be assholes. America should be for everybody, not just you because you're white. That's basically what it was about. And I'm so, you know, it bothers me to hear an elder get on the fucking phone and promote a goddamn Nazi. I would not want my grandchildren around him. I wouldn't. To hear him talk like that about a Nazi who don't like black people. That the black girl that they got rid of, he in his mind, he was saying that white males, in some cases, in the military, There's a portion of them are not qualified to be generals. They're not. They're only, in most cases, some of them aren't getting no job because they're white males. Some of them are not even qualified to be generals. And Pete Hegseth is one of them. Calling himself Secretary of War. What kind of stupid shit is that? Secretary of War. He can't fight worth the lick. Put that cracker on the goddamn battlefield. He probably won. He be the first one to run. So again, like I said, they really have no rights of merit to the Constitution as being foreigners. They don't. If that's how they're saying foreigners who come here don't have rights, they don't have rights. They made up the Constitution. They made these things up. If that's how we're gonna look at it now, they made all this stuff up. And that's why it was so easy for Trump and them to do what? To go on and do what they want to do and just ignore them, because they know what? They know that it was made up by other white men. And it really holds no merit. It holds no merit. So that's why I tell black folks, we don't even know how endangered we really are. We are very much in danger, Tyrone. These motherfuckers can bypass every right and just come round up black folks and put them in a camp. And we got no recourse. We got no recourse. Because now we see how vulnerable the Constitution was. We see how vulnerable everything they wrote as far as all those amendments, he's ignoring them because he sees now that it holds no merit. It holds no merit, Tyrone. And then, Tyrone, I sent you a video. They're saying now, if you're a veteran and you make remarks about Trump or whatever that you don't like, they're going to try to see if they can stop pensions for military veterans. I mean, what kind of shit is that? That's all I got to say, Tyrone. I'm finished.
All right. Joe, what's up, man? Joe, you there?
Yeah, hey. Yeah, I'm here, yeah. I just wanted to say real quick, I kind of agree with Sarge. You know, one of the most pivotal books I ever read was called Black Elk Speaks, and it's by a Lakota shaman that predicts the coming of the white man. And he said the same thing. If you allow these white folks in the country and they start having anchor babies, they will destroy their country and the culture. And he was 100% right. They have. You know, so yeah, I kind of agree with Sarge in that regard. So let's kick them all out. All of them got to go. You know, all them white folks that set up shop here, that aren't from here, going back to England, going back to Germany, going back to Spain, going back to those countries that came here illegally, because they're illegal. I agree. The second thing is regarding Pete Hegseth. You know, I mean, his argument about him wanting excellence is baked in the cake of anybody that gets into office. If you're the head of an office, you always want the best. But the question is not whether you want the best, are you the best? And clearly this man is incompetent as hell. He announced, 3-4 months ago, that they had rendered the Iranian forces ineffective, yet people have started dying mysteriously from ineffective armed forces. You know, remember he got on TV and said that? You know, or did Sarge conveniently forget? Because, you know, when you get old, you forget what people say. So, yeah, I seem to recall him numerous times expressing how the Iranians were done, they're over, they're defeated. You know, we rah-rah and, you know, break out the cheerleaders and the pom-poms. And yet and still here we are, months later, you know, in a war that's totally undeclared. Congress hasn't given approval for it. It stops and starts as Trump gets played by the Iranians. And this guy is still the Secretary of War. He isn't doing a very good job, I'd say. So, you know, for a Fox News talking head, I'm sure he's good at his job. As a secretary, you know, of a major government, you know, agency, no, he gets a fail. And he's put this country in probably the weakest position it's been. We're almost out of interceptor munitions. Are you serious? You know, and China's sitting there on the side, kind of waiting, you know, to strike, you know, when they feel it's best. Come on, man. You know, we're in a dire situation here. I don't know if you guys are aware of it. You know, we are in trouble. We are vulnerable. And here we got the Orange Man and his minion, crowing around, and can't seem to get even war correct. So I'll land there.
All right, who's this caller line? I just wait a minute, sorry.
Can I respond to this guy now?
Yeah, I'll let you respond, but let me find out who this caller is right here. Who's this caller line I just opened?
You guys are fucked. We're gonna kill all of you. Hail Hitler.
Oh, you're a troll. Well, that happened. So go ahead, Sarge.
I heard what Joe said, and surprisingly says, I do admit to calling balls and strikes whenever I can. I'm going to admit that there are some flaws in Trump's strategy, not Hegseth. Hegseth does not make the final strategic decisions. The president does. He takes his orders from the president and does the best he can within the parameters of what the objectives the president gives him are. And I'm going to have to give it to Joe. Joe has pointed out a deficiency in the strategy thus far. It's not in the manner in which it has been carried out tactically and operationally, because whether Joe wants to admit it or not, the Iranian armed forces, as far as opposing ours, specifically our naval and air forces, is utterly ineffectual for all practical purposes. And I know he knows that, because he's smart enough to be able to assess a military situation. He just doesn't want to admit it. Now, the problem strategically is that we're unwilling to commit ground forces to the areas that are necessary to force the Iranians to heal, to completely cut them off from everything that is strategically useful to their economy. For that, I will have to blame Trump. He's going to have to either cut a fish bait with that one, because that's what it's going to take to make them submit quickly. Attritionally, this strategy will bring us to heel, but it's not going to be a quick victory like he claimed. He was wrong to do that. Like I said, when it comes to especially the military operations, I call balls and strikes. We beat the North Vietnamese, the Viet Cong, in every major battle we fought them in, including ones I was in. We never were in any danger of being defeated on the battlefield, just having casualties inflicted on us. But we still left the South Vietnamese hanging. I never got the impression we were going to be defeated on the battlefield, nor did anybody I served with think. They were just sick of it because we wouldn't fight it in a manner to make sure we won it. Now, this is what we're looking at similarly with Hegseth and what he has to do. He was told to neuter the Iranian Navy. He sunk it all. What the fuck more can he do?
No, he
He's
didn't.
rendered the Iranian Air Force literally unable to fly. What more can he do? If he was given the order to send a Marine Expeditionary Unit to seize the port of Hormuz, backed up by the Army, going further inland and helping them set up a lodgment, that could be accomplished. Not taking the whole damn country, but what is operationally necessary to defeat the Iranians quickly. Now, politically, Trump knows he can't do it. He's not going to do it. And that is the biggest fly in the ointment of his strategy. And I'll admit, Joe, on that one, you're right. On every other goddamn thing, you're as wrong as you can be.
Oh, Sarge, look, here's the deal. You guys need to reread General Giap's book, because the Iranians took a page from General Giap's book and saying, we're going to absorb all your technical superiority, but you're not going to get rid of us. And that's exactly what's happening. America does not have the stomach for 20-plus-year-old wars, but the rest of the world does. The rest of the world does. We did not defeat Afghan. Nobody has. That country still survives. The Taliban is in place right now. All right? Yeah. We did not defeat the North Vietnamese. We did not defeat the North Vietnamese. They are still in place right now. So get this idea out of your head.
That's not what Giap said. That's not what Giap said.
Get this idea.
Neither
get
did
this idea out of your head somehow that we are winning.
He didn't say that either. So maybe you didn't read those books very well.
Sarge off. Why is he cutting Joe off? No one cut Sarge off.
I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, the point being again is
General Giap's book. Yeah. And that's not what he said. He told us in his memoirs what we could have done to defeat them, but we didn't. And he feared every day that's what we would do. Cut the Ho Chi Minh Trail with ground troops.
Yeah, in the end,
you didn't read the book too well, I don't think.
Sarge. It's a
I don't
simple
think
question.
you read it too well.
Are the North Vietnamese still in Sarge?
Look,
Do
man,
they still
what
run
did
the
I
country,
say?
Sarge?
Apparently you don't listen to what I say. You like to selectively carve up my arguments, act like I didn't say them. I understand why we didn't. First of all, the main reason we didn't prevail because we pulled the rug out from under our allies. We stopped funding their effort. Then the Soviets and the Chinese massively increased their aid to North Vietnam, massively, and we cut it all off for all practical purposes. So don't give me this.
You're making my argument now. We're doing the same thing now, Sarge. History is repeating itself.
That war.
It's repeating itself. We're doing the same thing right now.
Well, okay, man, will you stop saying I said something other than what I said? That would bug me. Not that you don't agree with me. You act like I don't say certain things.
All right.
I can't hear this guy. Is he going in and out, or is it me?
Yeah,
we're doing the same thing right now. We're pissing off our allies.
Misstating what I said just moments ago. I don't do that with you.
You're making my argument for you, though.
I told you
you're making my argument
I
for you.
agree with you, and I told you why. I didn't misrepresent what you said, except when you were wrong.
Well,
all right. Listen, Sarge just lied about the Iranian Navy. They still got the IRGC. They're the ones that's controlling the Strait of Hormuz. Okay, I just heard you talk.
All I can do is shove mines in the water.
I heard you talk. They still have the IRGC.
Yeah, well, you don't know anything either. You better go study something.
They still have the IRGC.
You really don't know anything when you say things like that.
Okay.
Come on.
The whole Navy is at the bottom of the Persian Gulf.
Okay, well, if the Navy was destroyed, the Strait of Hormuz would be open. But let me let Elisa I open your line. Welcome to the show.
Hi, y'all can go ahead. I'm listening. I'll jump in.
Yes, ma'am. But
Hi,
yeah,
y'all can go ahead. I'm listening. I'll jump in.
You got feedback, Elisa. But everything Sarge is saying is, I mean, he basically is lying about everything that is coming out of his mouth when it comes to Pete Hegseth and Sarge and Trump. He might well be Sarge and everything that they're accomplishing, because we lost this war. The war has been lost. Pete Hegseth don't know what the fuck he's doing. The number of American casualties is not being reported to the American people. The damage that was done to the American military is not being reported to the American people. Like Joe said, the munitions that America has to fight a war has been degraded almost to where we're crippled when it comes to if we have to strike, do a real fucking strike. And he's not taking any of that into account. And Iran is just manipulating the United States right now. They have the upper hand on us. And Sarge wants to paint this pretty picture for the Department of Defense and the American military and Donald Trump when it's not. This is one of the saddest military positions that historically the United States has ever been in. I've never seen anything this terrible. So all of this shit that Sarge's saying about how great the military is performing, that's a lie. That is a lie. So I mean, of course he's probably getting his news from Fox News and Donald Trump, and every time Donald Trump says that we didn't beat him into oblivion, he believes that shit. But there is no just think about it. Whenever we go to war, oh, Lisa, you still got feedback.
You can hear my feedback?
Yeah, it's like I'm repeating myself.
Okay. How about you put myself on mute and then you...
Okay. I forgot what I was saying. Okay, well, historically, whenever we go to war, people really usually give us their accountability and on how the progress is going and all this kind of stuff. Just think about it. Nobody is talking to the American people about the status of this war. Nobody. The only time you hear about the status of this war is at a press conference. And when somebody raises a question and they lie to the American people about how we're doing, If something accidentally comes out, that's the only time that we hear about the progress of this war, because they are lying about it. And I mean, if Sarge was being honest, he would know that that is not the way things get done in this country. But because, like Joe said, this administration went to war illegally, and at this point is conducting an illegal war because the time has passed for Congress to approve them to be in war. I mean, all of this shit is illegal. So all of this whole promoting whatever the fuck that racist ass head chef is doing, whatever Donald Trump is doing, at some point, if you look behind the curtain, there's a reason that they are maintaining this position in this war. And I can guarantee you one of the reasons is Donald Trump's buddies, who's probably over the some fucking contractor in the Department of Defense, is getting paid money. Donald Trump is getting a fucking cut of that. For some reason he's maintaining this position to where somebody is making some goddamn money. That's why we're staying in this goddamn war. So I don't know. I don't have any proof of what I just said, but I can guarantee you the reason that we're staying in this war has something to do with enriching Donald Trump and his fucking oligarchies. That's just what the fuck going on. Because there's no reason. There's no mission to accomplish. There's no reason to be over there. And the reason that they're giving us, and what Sarge will probably repeat, is that Iran can't have a nuclear weapon. The fact is, Iran don't have a nuclear weapon. Iran agreed not to create a nuclear weapon before they even went to war. And during the course of this war, Iran has said that, we're not going to create a nuclear weapon if you sign this agreement. So they've already agreed to not having a nuclear weapon over and over and over and over and over again. So it's not that they're going to get a nuclear weapon. That is a scare tactic that this administration is throwing out to the American people, to where whenever you look at these people being interviewed on CNN or being interviewed in the street, the first thing out of their goddamn propagandized mouth is that we can't allow Iran to have a nuclear weapon. What you programmed? You've been programmed to say that the fear that we have is Iran is going to get a nuclear weapon. That's just not even a thing. Barack Obama took care of that with his agreement with Iran, and then ever since then they have not been trying to create a nuclear weapon. So I don't know what this is. What I say. What did I name this show? America is the dumbest country in the world, because we are at this point. We are so fucking dumb, and that's bad that people like you and I, that is not as dumb as these other people, we have to fall up under this umbrella of how fucking dumb this goddamn country has become up under Donald Trump and white supremacy. This crazy. This country is just crazy right now. That's all I got. Elisa, you got anything? Woo!
Am I still giving feedback?
Let me see. Test 1 2.
Am I still giving feedback?
Yeah, I don't know what you got. What you got going on? You got something on?
No, let me hang up on the call back.
Okay. All right, guys. If y'all want to call in to the show, the number to call is 1-717-908-1834. You can hit the access code at 642-794, and I'll open your line. I'm at this point, I'm frustrated with this whole goddamn situation we're in. There is no, I don't know. I can't see any Democrats messaging that I can get behind. I know they're talking about the socialists and all that kind of stuff. Montgomery I like. So
Socialists and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, what you? Go ahead and talk, Elisa. I'll shut up because I still hear the echo. But you got something to say?
Go ahead and talk, Elisa. I'll shut up. Well, you can. I don't hear echo. You hear that echo? You sure it's my phone? I don't hear echo. You hear that echo? You sure it's my phone? Is there anybody else?
I just muted. I just muted something over here. Let me see if I still hear it.
Okay, did you still hear?
Yeah, I still hear it. Let me see. Joe, you on the line?
Yeah, I still hear it. Let me see. Joe, you on the line?
Yes, I am.
Let me see. Joe, you on the line?
Can you hear the echo?
Yes, I am. Let me see. Joe, you on the line? Can you hear the echo? Yes, I am. Can you hear
Joe,
the echo?
Yeah, I hear the echo.
you hear the echo? Yeah, so I don't think it's nothing over here, Lisa.
You hear the echo? Yeah,
Well, I don't know. I hung up. I called and hung up 3 times. Let me call. Shut my phone down, and I'll call back.
You got the show going or something?
No, well, no, no, I have it on my TiVo, but I got to turn down.
You got it turned down.
Yeah, it'll have no sound. Not my
Yeah, I'm
TiVo.
gonna hang
My
up
phone
because I got noise. So it might be me. I'll hang up.
No, it's not you. It's the Lisa line.
Well, let me hang up.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, it's still going. I
Okay,
thought when
hang
Joe
up.
hung up. I don't know.
Shut my phone down. Boot it back up and call back.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
I guess I'll run my mouth for some more time. What we done talked about in that. We done talked about Roland Martin's thongs. You know, that was a pretty interesting little topic. I guess it's getting close to election, y'all. So if it's time to go out and vote where you live at, go out and vote. Go ahead out and vote and don't vote for no goddamn Republicans. Whatever you do.
Midterms were on the 4th, bro.
Huh?
Midterms were on the 4th. What are you talking about?
You said it's already over with?
The midterms were on the 4th. What is today? The 6th? It was last Tuesday,
okay.
Man.
I thought people were still voting. It's done? Is it over with? Did you vote?
Can you ask Sarge what does he think about Roland Martin getting his exam? I'm sure he doesn't have a problem with it from past conversations he's had on here.
Oh, Sarge hung up. What you think about it, man? Did you see Poetic Flacco talking about that stuff?
There's certain videos I do not look at of Poetic Flacco, and that was one of them.
I thought it was unnecessary. I just don't get it. I mean, if it would have been some more stuff to where he was hypocritical about something, I don't know. Who's this unknown caller? Hello? I don't know. I guess this line just opening. I wanted to ask Sarge about that that caller that called in and said how Hitler.
Hey, wait a minute. First of all, I didn't hang up. I got disconnected.
Okay.
Number 2, I'd like to answer that question that dumbass Howard just asked me, because I don't duck no fucking questions, unlike his punk ass.
Okay.
And let me explain to you what my answer is. My answer is this. I don't give a fuck about gossip. That's what you bitches here do. I don't gossip. I'm not a punk bitch. I'm not interested. I don't give a fuck, really, unless it directly impinges on some public matter, which it doesn't. As far as I'm concerned, it's a nothing burger. That's your dumb ass is busting a nut and beating your meat about.
Oh, my goodness.
Them raw balls up your ass too, nigga.
Oh, my goodness. So, Sarge, you don't care about Roland Martin's thongs?
I don't care about gossip. What did I just tell you? That's what you motherfuckers care about. You bunch of bitches. You're always gossiping.
I'm not a bitch.
That's what bitches do. Gossip all goddamn night long.
We were just reporting
I'm not interested in gossip.
We were just reporting.
Unless it serves a real, meaningful purpose, which Roland Martin's sex life doesn't for me. I don't give a fuck.
He's not going to care to Roland Martin.
No, I really don't care. Stop it. Stop trying to make me care. You're not going to do it. That's what
No, you
you
don't
care
care.
about. You little superficial, vacillating, supercilious fool.
All right, don't hurt
That's what
yourself.
you like. Supercilious bullshit.
Your ass starting to glitch.
I ain't
over
interested
there.
in
What's
it.
going
You
on?
can
Is
take it
that
rammed up
with
your
you
booty.
too, Tyrone, or is that just Buffalo?
No, I don't sound like he was trying to hurt himself saying
Like
whatever
I
he.
said, take it and ram it up your booty, pal. I ain't interested.
Okay, that's interesting. All right, Elisa, let's try you again.
Okay. You still hear interference?
No, I don't hear it now.
You don't hear it now?
No,
Okay. How about you don't hear anything now?
no, I don't hear it.
Okay. It might have been something maybe with my to do with the phone. The fact that I had to shut the phone down, start it back up. What was you speaking about with Roland Martin?
You ain't heard that about Roland Martin?
Yeah, I heard, but I
Oh.
didn't want to listen to it because I kind of was Sarge on that. I really didn't care.
Yeah, Tasha K and Poetic Flacco did a video where they was explaining what Roland Martin was doing in those pictures and videos, and it was kind of sexually explicit and all that kind of stuff. And I listened to it, and I was trying to figure out, well, what's the purpose behind this, you know?
I don't see the purpose behind it either.
Yeah.
I think the word had been out on Roland for years. He is married. He is a little too far for me. He is married, and whatever him and his wife got going on, if she fine with it, it's none of my business. I'm sure she knows.
Yeah,
So
that's my point.
Whatever's going on with him, it's none of my business. But yeah, I think the word has been out for a while that he probably was LGBTQ plus IA. But I haven't really been following it. Has he addressed it? I don't know.
Well, no. What the headline says is that his political team is it said reports indicate that Martin's legal team acknowledged the existence of the visuals, but asserted that he was the target of a revenge and extortion scheme involving individuals who secretly recorded him. So that's how when I read that, I said, okay, at least he said it's real. Well, his legal team said it's real, but he's saying that it's extortion, and being that his legal team is putting out letters like this right here, showing that they going after somebody for putting that stuff out, you know?
Oh, okay. So if they went to Tasha K, well, that's the place to go if you're trying to deal in smut.
Mm-hmm.
But I really didn't put too much thought into it because I always think, like I said, a lot of people thought. So, will it destroy him? Probably not.
No, I give Roland credit. I mean, politically, and he's educated on the history of black people. The stuff that he say about our history and black people. I mean, that's all true. So I can't take nothing away from him from that angle. You know, there's some things that I disagree with him on, but you know, all that other stuff about him wearing fucking Speedos and shit like that,
I don't care nothing about that.
Yeah.
Look, I didn't put. I hated to hear that because we don't need that right now. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We don't need that right now. The elections and the midterms and everything is coming up. So we don't need that. That is just something to get people's attention or where it should be. That's how I look at it. So I really don't care about that. But I thought something new had happened. That's why I was asking you about it.
No. The only thing that they could talk about with Roland Martin is hypocrisy. Whenever he talks about the black family and him stepping out on his wife and stuff like that, I think that's the only thing that they could talk about him with that on, you know.
Yeah, I mean, if you could have people running in the highest office that was found guilty, that was found liable for sexual assault.
Yeah.
I mean, let's get real here.
Yeah, I mean, they got a Republican congressperson now that is accused of breaking his daughter's collarbone and beating up his ex-wife.
Beating up his,
yeah.
Throwing hot water and stuff on her. And the Republicans said they stand alongside him. So
Sorry, do you
I
stand
mean,
beside of him?
Do you ask me a question?
Yeah, do you stand beside that congressman accused of breaking his daughter collarbone?
I don't know anything about it other than what I heard there. I didn't bother looking into it in depth. I don't know anything about it much other than superficial headlines. I can't comment.
Do you think that he should be out of
If I
office?
look into it and find out more, I might be willing to answer. Unlike a lot of people here, I don't speak in depth on anything unless I actually know something about it in depth.
Do you think he should be out of office?
If he did what is reported, yes, he should.
Do you?
If he did. And that's a big if. Like I said, I don't presume to know things that I don't. You say, you always say you do. I don't know. If he did, then yes. That's hypothetical.
No, it's not hypothetical.
What did I just say? If he did so, he should be gone. Can I be any clearer? You're positing it though, as though he did, and you don't know either.
His name is Senator Bernie Moreno. That's who we talking
I know
about.
who he is, and there's another guy named Max. What is that? With the guy named Max Miller. Was that the guy's name?
Matt Miller.
I don't know enough about it to speak on it.
Do you think that they should
I
hold?
really don't. I'm not like you.
Should they be expelled?
If what they're accused of is true, yes, they should resign before they're expelled. But if they don't, they should be expelled. Again, conditionally, if it is true.
Mm-hmm. Is Mitch
Damn, man, what do you want me to say? I don't know anything about it.
Is Mitch McConnell dead?
I don't know. I haven't been able to talk to him. Somebody let me go visit him. I don't know. No, you asked me about a birth certificate one time that I actually tried to ask a question about. I went to the hospital that would have issued it. They told me they couldn't talk about it. I said, where's the plaque? You should have to commemorate the birth of the first black president in a hospital.
Okay, how do we get
The
here?
first president born in a hospital was Jimmy Carter. You don't even have a plaque here commemorating it. Where is it?
How do we
can't
get here?
talk about it.
How do we?
I tell you about that, you tell me I was crazy for doing it.
Well, you
Now
crazy?
you want me to worry about some obscure fucking congressman? Go to hell, nigga. I don't know.
We talk about Mitch McConnell and Barrino. I don't know how the fuck you started talking about
And
Barack
I
Obama.
just said he's an obscure congressman I know nothing about. I cannot answer your question.
So let me ask you this right here. Shut up.
Done what he's accused of, then he should be out of Congress. That's all I know. That's all I can say.
Okay, so let me ask you this right here. There's a senator missing for over 40 days, right? Should they have a special election and just go ahead and count Mitch McConnell out?
I think the Senate. I honestly think the Senate should launch an inquiry and find out his physical condition. They got subpoena power. They can do this. They can even though the hospital's got privacy things. In this matter, they ought to be able to launch a subpoena of a doctor or someone to say whether or not this man is capable of fulfilling his duties as a United States Senator. Now, that's up to Congress. That's up to the Senate to do. I think they should do it.
No,
I
it's
think
up.
the American people are entitled to know where the fuck the Senate majority leader is.
It's up to
He's
that.
not able to vote.
It's
Is
up.
he able to vote? Yeah, I'd agree with it.
It's up to that state to take action. That's a Kentucky senator.
Well, that's what they should do. If they don't do it, shame on them.
Yeah, they should do it. I think that they should do something to find out
Well,
what's
they
going
should.
on.
I think the American people have a right to know.
But don't you think it's kind of
Senator,
sick?
you get to cast crucial vote.
Don't you think?
I would say that if it was a Democrat. I don't give a fuck.
But don't you think it's kind of sick in the head for the Republicans to hide the condition of Mitch McConnell?
I'm not going to condemn the Republicans. I ain't helping you out a little bit. This in and of itself is bad enough. That's all I'm going to say on it.
Well, it's kind of sick.
And tell the American people what's up. That's enough for me. I ain't going no further.
It's kind of sick and morbid that these people are hiding whether Mitch McConnell.
Joe Biden, why they hide truth from us about Joe Biden and Dr. Fucky? Why'd they do that? Were you concerned about that? How many people worldwide that son of a bitch killed?
Well, we seen.
I'm really amazed at your selectivity.
We seen Joe Biden
You're
on
pretty
camera.
selective about what we need to be concerned about, it seems.
No, we should be concerned about Mitch McConnell.
How about Dr. Fucky and what he did?
They ain't got shit to do with. They ain't got nothing to do with what the fuck we talking
And
about.
I remember all the grief you gave me, nigga. The grief, the scoffing, the ridicule. God damn it, I was right.
Dr. Fauci didn't do
Now,
shit.
I would expect an apology from you, but I know I ain't gonna get it, and I don't care. You know what you should do.
Is Dr. Fauci in office right now?
I don't give a fuck.
Well,
He's
you
a
should.
criminal. Would they let them Nazis go? How long did it take to get Gestapo Mueller? 80 years.
Dr.
They
Fauci
didn't
is
give
not a
up.
Nazi. Dr. Fauci is not a
He
Nazi.
killed more people than Nazis did with his stupid policies and his goddamn lies.
That was Donald Trump telling us to put bleach.
No, that was Donald Trump taking his advice and he shouldn't have took it.
That was
So
Donald
I'm
Trump.
gonna mark that against
Dr.
Trump.
Fauci
I'm
did.
gonna mark that one against Trump too.
Dr. Fauci did not. Dr.
He had all of the smarty pants doctors that you were so much in love with telling me how to do it. Disregard the Great Barrington Declaration. Disregard all the epidemiologists who were saying things to the contrary. Oh, they didn't count. Only the smart set knew that it was a bat out of the Wuhan wet market that caused it. Oh, get the fuck out of here.
Dr. Fauci did not advise people to inject bleach into their body. That is not
Like
Dr.
I
Fauci.
said, man, you're pretty goddamn selective. I ain't impressed.
And take horse medicine. That was Donald Trump. All Donald Trump.
And now we know ivermectin and hydroxychloroquine are effective in mitigating
No, they're
infection.
not.
More
No, they're
effective than
not.
the vaccine.
No, they're
Yes,
not.
they are. The studies now show it. You don't know about them because you're still a big brainwashed dummy.
The ivermectin is for
Well, never
parasites.
mind, man. I know where you're going. You don't need to tell me anything else.
Ivermectin is for parasites and not viruses.
Keep spouting that, Mr. Brainwashed Zombie. Don't disregard all the new evidence.
Okay, so here we go right here. So this is easy, right? When you talk about this shit right here, you can just ivermectin is a prescription medication approved to treat parasitic infection in humans and animals. That's it.
And what was Viagra originally designed to do, and what are they now?
Okay, you said it's been proven. It's not been proven.
It
Viagra
hasn't
was
been proven
originally
yet.
done to address sexual potency, but now they found other uses for it in heart medication. Since when the fuck is a medicine restricted to one thing when they find out other things that is it effective against? Never.
Okay,
Only
so
in Lyron's dumbass block-headed mind.
okay, so I'm going to finish reading this
Yeah,
paragraph.
well, keep reading. Keep reading. I'm not going to be impressed no matter what you read, because I know what you're going to read.
Because you hate to get proven wrong. It says oral tablet treats intestinal worms like strongylitis, while the topical form treated head lice, scabies, rosacea. It is not approved or proven effective for treating illnesses like COVID-19 or cancer. God damn, you said it's been proven. That's what the hell this came out of your goddamn stupid ass mouth.
That's not what I said. Once again, I got to tell you, lying motherfucker, I said it's been effective. I didn't say it was proven.
I wish I could rewind this tape.
It is effective in treating it.
It's
I mean, that's what you cannot. The only way you think you have a chance of defeating anything I say is to distort it. You didn't outright lie about what I just said. You just distorted it.
Okay, so let's take your words. The last sentence says it is not approved or proven effective for treating viruses like COVID-19 or illnesses like cancer. So you're wrong. I don't know what to tell you about that, Sarge. And Donald Trump is the reason that millions of people died.
Hey, what agency did Fauci used to head? The National Institute of Health. You
Okay.
want me to read you from the article from April 22nd,
Listen,
2023?
all of those
the
conspiracies are
emerging-
old.
Of the emerging evidence demonstrating the efficacy of ivermectin in the prophylaxis and treatment of COVID-19. Remember, this is from the National Institute of Health.
Okay, no, it's not.
You want me
But
to read it to you?
all of those conspiracies are old
Tell you
that you're
what,
repeating.
nigga, the National Institute of Health wrote this report. See what I mean about your blockheaded, zombified ass?
Okay, so if it was so effective, why did you take the damn COVID shot, then, Sarge? As a matter of fact, I think you got a series of them. I think you got a series of them.
The Great Barrington Declaration. I started reading about all the massive events of myocarditis in young people and all the contraindications. I said, hell fucking no more. I wasn't going to take any more boosters or anything else. And I got COVID, and I got over it, and I'm just fine now. some people here, I deserve death for not going on with the fucking program.
Oh Lord, y'all been indoctrinated. Y'all been indoctrinated so hard that you still can't get over the fact that you was wrong, at all. I don't know.
They never will, Tyrone.
In fact, that motherfucker took the oath 111 times for a reason. Did you read his goddamn journal? That journal was written by somebody with a cluster B personality disorder, an ultimate narcissist who thought he was the center, the main character syndrome event in everything going on in the world. Read his goddamn journal that he thought was private on a fucking government computer. Read it, nigga. Learn something.
I appreciate Dr. Fauci, man. All that shit you talking about is bullshit.
I bet you do.
I do.
You and all the other zombies.
Tyrone, a lot of this is that they're trying to rehab the fact that Trump completely mishandled the COVID thing. You know what the bulk of all this is about. You get that, right?
Yeah, because we told the truth. Trump, like I said earlier on in this thing, Trump is the historically the biggest mass murderer in history. If we look at the truth.
He mishandled that.
Yeah.
He mishandled that.
He caused millions of people to die.
Mm-hmm.
From the time that it was detected on that cruise ship, and Donald Trump said it was going to be over by Easter, and Donald Trump kept downplaying the effect of this pandemic while it was spreading throughout our country. People were dying. They were stacking bodies up behind hospitals, and Donald Trump kept lying about the COVID. I mean, he allowed millions of people to die, literally.
Are you going to allow me to make a statement about COVID?
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
You let all these other people ramble off now until doomsday. I got something solid to say about it, and goddamn it, you need to listen to it,
all right.
Whether you want to hear it or not.
Go ahead. Sorry, you've been talking all night. Go ahead.
All right, look, man. The United States bankrupted its economy. It shut everybody up in their houses. It made us wear diapers over our mouths. It stripped United States students, the people, our children, the people we send to school, of critical years of early education, many of whom will never get those years back. We force elderly people with loving families to die alone for nothing. COVID was no worse in its ultimate effect than a serious seasonal flu. That is a fact. Now, and those people who are at higher risk were composed of easily identifiable subgroups, like the elderly. But even the most vulnerable identifiable subgroup, the elderly, particularly those with comorbidities, had a 94 to 96% survival rate when they got the disease. The most vulnerable mostly survived it. There was no reason at all to give it to young people who were healthy. None. Zero. I mean, we shut down the entire world over this little gargoyle's recommendations. I mean, look, this guy, like I said, this motherfucker Fauci is a megalomania, attention-seeking, cluster personality disorder. Read his journal that the Senate subcommittee released the other day. I mean, he downplayed effective medications that you still are held to these obsolete beliefs, like ivermectin and hydroxychloroquine. He pretended like the Great Barrington Declaration from some of the best epidemiologists in world history, like that didn't matter and they didn't know what they were talking about. I mean, the guy wanted to create a permanent, multi-million-dollar gene therapy industry and would have us be vaccinated with him by government mandate, complete with never-ending series of boosters into infinity. That's what that little goofy motherfucker wanted us to do. He knew the mask didn't work. He knew the vaccines didn't prevent the onset of disease. He knew that 6-foot shit was bullshit. He knew it was more likely to not have leaked from the lab. He knew he was funding gain-of-function research. And then this is the worst part of it all. They used that goddamn pandemic to justify the use of universal mail-in ballots to steal the 2020 election.
Oh, Jesus, you
and
get them
And
all.
that is the worst thing about it that they did, and you know goddamn well they did, and they're still doing it. I don't want to hear this shit about Bucky and these goddamn zombies who believe that motherfucker.
They got you good, boy. I'm gonna tell you.
Goddamn right they do, and I can back up everything I say.
They got you good because you repeated every one of those goddamn conspiracies letter by letter. And I just want to remind you. Who was president and who closed down everything. That was
I'm gonna blame Trump for what he's responsible for. But
Donald.
he's getting advice from a trusted government official who's been in that office since 2014 under the sainted Barack Obama.
Okay, well I'll start with my first president. My first question again. Who was president? Donald Trump was president.
What I just say? He was getting advice from a trusted
Was he the president or not?
Who was supposed to know what he was talking about. I'm still going to blame Trump for what he's responsible for. But I'm not going to pretend that it happened in a vacuum, because it didn't.
The buck stops with the president of the United States of America, and Donald Trump shut down the damn schools. Donald Trump put out the mask mandate. Donald Trump, CDC gave all of those recommendations that you hate. All of that shit was done up under Donald Trump, Sarge.
Oh, so you admit that Trump fucked up following that fool's advice?
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I said all of the things.
I'm agreeing with you then.
All of the things that you are complaining about was the Donald Trump administration putting out those mandates. That was Donald Trump administration.
Whatever.
There ain't no whatever shit.
Yeah, whatever. And like Biden didn't continue it. It only got started in high gear under Biden.
Okay, so when Biden took over,
Trump never told any state to institute mandates. That was completely the governors who did that. That was not a requirement. Sound epidemiological practice never in human history, not even during the worst plague, required you to quarantine healthy segments of the population. The only healthy people who would be quarantined were people who were in close proximity to those who had a contagious disease, like the plague or cholera or typhus. They would be locked up in the house. They put up the sign on the window saying there's a quarantine on this house, but you didn't quarantine whole segments of a healthy population from going about their goddamn business.
Well, the only problem with
this thing, because they wanted to show us how far they were willing to go and what we were willing to accept from them, and we failed in the task. We accepted their tyranny.
Well, the only problem with your narrative is that the entire world reacted to COVID. So it wasn't just the United States. It wasn't just the.
They don't give a fuck about a bunch of socialists. We believe in liberty in this goddamn country. They're unlike the one you want to create.
So it wasn't
We're
just
free
the.
here. We're citizens. We're not subjects.
It wasn't just the United States reacting to the.
Well, I know it wasn't. We're better than they are. We should have been.
So the other countries that had people dying from COVID somehow or another had something to do with Dr. Fauci, huh?
I'm going to say it again. I limited all my comments to not to the rest of the world, even though the rest of the world went along with a lot of this shit. I was thinking of the United States and what his effect on the United States was. But since you choose to bring the whole world into the mix, which I didn't want to do, I'm going to say we are better than almost every one of them countries when the notion of liberty is involved.
Okay, so you're missing.
We don't do like they do because we believe in liberty.
You're missing.
Don't. They believe in socialism.
Okay.
Now let me tell you one more thing. You know what really bothers me about this whole thing in the final analysis? There may be a pandemic come along in the future that actually warrants these measures to protect us. I'm not saying it won't happen. It might. And because we've been so burned by this COVID bullshit, we won't do the things we need to protect ourselves. And it'll be a goddamn shame if we don't.
Well, that's because you're talking the way you talk right now. That's the only reason.
Unlike you, Zombie, I evaluate everything on a case-by-case basis as an individual case. You look at everything the same in view of your racialized narratives. That's the difference between you and me.
Okay.
Well, didn't Trump get rid of all of the things that Obama had put in place?
He did.
In case we had.
He did.
So if something were to come up, we screwed anyway. So I don't see what difference it makes. Just sit and fuss about it all you want. But a lot of the things that the Obama administration had put in.
Most epidemiological response is to be done at the state level. Not all of it, most of it. the CDC has an advisory role for the states.
Okay, you lying right now.
It's
That's
advisory.
bullshit.
It's not man. Well, you mind telling me what Supreme Court ruling would have allowed the government to impose mandates on the states in this regard? There aren't.
It didn't have nothing to do with the Supreme Court.
Why did you say that? Why do you like to make things up when you have no effective response?
It didn't have nothing to do with no damn Supreme Court
well,
ruling.
You just made shit up again. How can I have
it was how the country. It was how the federal government responds to the to a pandemic.
When they're asked to, when the states ask them for assistance.
Okay,
so in charge of epidemiological response.
You know, you're so confused, brother. I mean,
man, you don't know anything about it. You know about federalism. You don't know about the Constitution. You tell me I don't know anything about it.
The CDC.
How can I have an honest discussion with you?
The Center for Disease Control is a federal agency, and it's
advisory primarily. God damn. Will you look up its duties? Just go to the website, look up FEMA and the CDC, and look what their mission statement is. It's right there at the beginning. Go to their website, sir. Don't believe me, because you always tell me I'm a liar. She doesn't believe anything I say. Just say that I'm a liar, then go over there and read it quietly, then you'll know the truth. You'll never admit it, but at least you'll be informed.
All right, the agency's main goal of public health and safety through the control and prevention of disease, injury, disability in the United States and worldwide. The CDC focuses national attention on developing and applying disease control and prevention. It especially focuses on the attention of infectious diseases, foodborne pathogens, environmental health, occupational safety and health, health promotion, injury prevention, and the education and activities designed to improve health and the United States citizens. The CDC also controls research and provides information on non-infectious diseases such as obesity, diabetes, and is founding member of the International Association of Public Human Institute. So in the first part of what I shared with you, it tells you one of its responsibilities is to control nationally infectious diseases. So I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Who's this unknown caller?
See, once again, you have to ignore what I say in order to attempt to win with a little pathetic.
You told me to read it. I read it. Motherfucker, you was wrong.
There is nothing in the CDC's mission and nothing in what you just read that says the CDC mandates policies for the states to follow, because there is none. That's what I said.
Okay, Sarge.
I didn't do the things that you said. You never take my arguments at face value.
Sarge.
You simply turn them into the arguments you wish I had made so you could try to make me look stupid, and you really make yourself look stupid. I said the CDC does not set policy for the states nor mandate epidemiological
that is not what you said.
Practices to the states.
Okay, hold on for a second. Hold on for a second. Hold on for a second. Let me see who this caller is. Who's this caller?
Yeah, hey. Yeah, I just wanted to bring up something real quick.
Wait a minute, Joe, because I had to get him to shut up. Sarge, you told me that the CDC was for advisory in an advisory capacity. That's what you said. And then you told me to read what their responsibilities was. I read what the responsibilities was. The first sentence says the agent's main goal is the protection of public health and safety through the control and prevention of disease, injury, disability in the United States and worldwide. The CDC focuses on national attention on developing and applying disease control and prevention. It especially focuses on infectious goddamn diseases. Now, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about when you're talking about their position. Shut the fuck up. Sorry, shut up. Shut up. I don't know what you're talking about when you're saying that they just supposed to be in an advisory capacity only. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You clearly don't understand what the position of the goddamn CDC is, and you're gonna come here and argue with me whenever the goddamn description is right here on the goddamn CDC website of what the fuck they do. Just because you've been told and programmed and indoctrinated with this bullshit fucking hate goddamn CDC goddamn rhetoric, don't mean that because you're spewing it out that is true. So I'm gonna let Joe talk. You's an idiot. You's a goddamn idiot.
I don't hate the CDC. I hate Fauci. I think the CDC does a good job overall.
Oh, now they're doing a good job.
Everything I say, because you can't argue with what I say. Your problem is comprehension.
There's not advisory capacity, you idiot.
The state does not mandate epidemiological practices for the states.
Okay, go ahead,
That's
Joe.
what I said.
Go ahead, Joe.
Nothing you read
Shut the
said
fuck
that
up.
they do.
Shut the fuck up, Joe.
So in addressing the stuff that Captain America has brought up, look, let's go back to Katrina for a second here. And I remember Katrina, right? Katrina did not have a mandatory evacuation. They had a recommended one. And what happened? You had a lot of people dying in a city underwater. It pretty much was destroyed. They had to go back from. If you notice, the policy and the procedures since Katrina are mandatory evacuations, way ahead of these storms, right? Mandatory. You hear me? Have you noticed that change? Remember pre-Katrina, they would say, "Oh, a storm is coming. You should seek high ground." Now, when a storm is coming, they literally make you leave. Why? Because we demonize our political leaders when it looks like they don't have the best interests of their constituents at heart. And sometimes that means instituting policies that may seem a little draconian, a little strong, but you're trying to save people. You're not trying to interrupt their lives or take away their freedoms. You're trying to save their lives. So, I mean, if you're going to address this, let's look at the totality of it. But besides like to focus on this one little thing and ignoring all the other things around them. So I'll land it there.
Well, I think he dropped off again. Is that you, Sarge? I don't know. Well, it seemed like he dropped off again. Is that you, Sarge? Let me unmute your line. Okay, well, if that's you, we're not hearing you.
Excuse me, I disconnected myself, True.
All right,
I'd
go
like
ahead.
Joe to note that FEMA and CDC are not the same agency. Evacuations are not epidemiological practices.
He was just giving an
And the
example.
states still control the evacuations. They have determined it is mandatory. The states did, not CDC, not FEMA, for the states.
Again, you're making my argument for me, sir. You're making my argument for me.
The point I'm trying to make is, here's how this all got started. Tyrone said Trump failed in what he did because he was responsible for what the states did. And he never mandated the states do any of that shit. Tyrone lied. And I pointed out to him why he was lying. That's all we got it. That's now why we're now getting off the track talking about FEMA. FEMA is not CDC anyway. My point is that Trump didn't mandate any of those shutting down schools, shutting down businesses, keeping people from going to worship services, or any of that shit. In fact, he said the opposite. Hell, the state of Georgia opened up 3 weeks after they started quarantining and never did it again. So don't tell me this shit. I know better. And you do too. You just don't want to admit it.
Let me give you an example, and don't you cut me off about how the government was responsible for what happened during COVID, right? Do everybody remember the PPE clothing issue for the hospitals and the respirators for the hospitals and all of the supplies that's supposed to have been coming from or getting managed by the federal government going out to all of these places? The federal government was responsible, Sarge, for making sure all of that equipment got to where it was supposed to. And they was playing politics with these respirators and these hospital beds and this equipment for the doctors and the nurses and all. So that was the government's responsibility to make sure shit got where it was supposed to be, even right down to the damn refrigerated trucks. So during this COVID situation, it was because it was a goddamn pandemic, it was the government's responsibility, headed up by CDC, to make sure that the prevention and taking care of people was getting handed down to the states. All of this bullshit that you talking about, the states is supposed to respond to a goddamn global pandemic. That shit is bag ass with. That's dumb. That's the dumbest shit that I've ever seen. And Joe's example, shut the fuck up. I'm not done talking. I'm not done talking. I'm not done to I am not. Oh God.
It was Trump.
Oh Jesus.
The governor of New York, Cuomo, asked Trump to send a United States Naval hospital ship into New York Harbor with all the ventilators. Remember? That was a request. That's what they do. They request assistance from the federal government. What is wrong with you?
You know what? I don't know what the hell this. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how the fuck your brain got so goddamn twisted to where you don't understand the way fucking shit works in America. I don't. So I don't know what the fuck I'm arguing with you for. Because
Okay,
you're clearly
I gave
stupid.
A concrete example. I don't know what to say anymore.
Yeah, you're clearly stupid. There's something wrong with you.
Tyrone, your worldview is impeccable.
Well, I'm not. I wouldn't even say I have a worldview.
I surrender. I give up. You're right. I give up. Go ahead.
I wouldn't even say I have a worldview.
Good job of driving me crazy.
I'm just telling you the way the shit worked. And you're telling us that the CDC responsibility was advisory. That's just stupid. That is the dumbest shit to come out of your goddamn mouth. There's something wrong with you. There is something wrong with you. You absorbing the fucking guy, this federal agency from all of its responsibilities just to make a point that Donald Trump was right by putting the blame on the goddamn states. You sound stupid as fuck.
Obviously, there are federal laws, dealing with certain things. And FEMA does have the authority to ensure that those laws are enforced because they affect every one of the states in the union if they're federal laws. I was speaking generally. The general policies with regards to evacuation, with regard particularly to quarantining, with regard to determining whether or not businesses stay open, with regard to injection of vaccine policy, all that sort of stuff is strictly governed in the final analysis by the state, not the federal government.
Okay,
I
you're
don't
an
give
idiot.
a damn how many times you say to the contrary. It is not true.
You're an idiot. There's something wrong with you.
You just make shit up.
There's something wrong with you. I don't know what else to tell you. There's something wrong with you. You crazy.
But here's the interesting point, Tyrone. Let's just play for instance for a second here. Let's just say a rogue state or a rogue individual created a virus that was based on, the flu or something like that and introduced it here. Do you realize because of the disinformation and because of this distorted notion of freedom, it would decimate this country?
And Joe, that's what I said a little while ago. Were you listening when I said it? I said that's one of the things that really bugs me about this.
I don't listen to you. I don't listen to you like that.
Fake information that we may very well have an epidemic that is worthy of these sorts of measures that we need to do like we did with COVID. But because we were burnt by this, a lot of people just going to refuse to believe it. You didn't hear me when I said it because you never do. You actually just said something I 100% agree with. And
well, I don't listen to you like that because you start yelling and shit, and I don't want to yell and shit.
I just said it moments ago.
All right.
Was this in between your tirade of calling everybody bitches?
Yeah,
I didn't listen.
Again. Fuck it. Go ahead and do what you're going to say.
Yeah, but the point being, again, is, I think that the world, both our enemies and our allies, is taking notice. China didn't play. China's like, look, we're going to clamp it down right here, right now. And even if it was draconian,
they
didn't
did.
play.
They did.
Yeah, they made the world know, like, they let the world know, like, yo, if anything breaks out here, we got this under control. Here, all they did was seed, the airwaves with propaganda and paid agents of chaos, and folks started going berserk. And so it just kind of scares me because, again, that propaganda network that's in place right now, where people are promoting all kinds of Russian propaganda, Sarge, is in place and screw us up from inside. We have our own fifth column here. It's called YouTube, and that fifth column has powerful, influence. And so, while I don't appreciate everything I had to go through living in New York, I appreciate the fact that my city survived. And that's what's important to me. My city survived.
Yeah, and he killed people. You remember Herman? Let me see if I can find that thing. Herman Cain. You remember Herman Cain? And they made that video of him dancing at that Trump rally to that damn "Look at That Coon" song. It's because these motherfuckers was like Sarge, downplaying what the fuck coronavirus was, and these motherfuckers were all up in a rally, breathing on each other, killing each other, dying. And these motherfuckers act like the damn shit won't. Sarge is saying that the shit was not real or whatever the fuck, hydroxychloroquine and all this. No, these kill people. Herman Cain is a goddamn victim of your stupidity. I don't know. People literally died. Donald Trump.
Why did Joe Biden get the COVID virus 3 times?
Donald Trump.
Everyone in goddamn stupid rules that both Fauci set in place, and he got COVID 3 fucking times.
Donald Trump fat ass got the goddamn coronavirus and almost fucking died.
I believe the shit that you do.
Good Lord.
Tyrone.
What happened to Biden? I'm trying to tell you, the measures that Fauci recommended were ineffectual for anyone.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Elisa.
When Biden caught
with you don't have comprehension skills.
Mm-hmm.
When Biden caught the COVID, I recall all us we were no longer in quarantine and all of the things. We was just about opened up by the time Biden caught it. So, but during the time when we had all of those measures in all of the states, I don't recall anybody saying that Joe Biden had COVID.
No, Biden stayed the hell away from everybody. I remember that. He didn't go and rumble
How
it.
did he catch it then? You said Herman Cain caught it because he was around a lot of people.
That was when we was opening back up, man.
When Herman Cain caught it is when a lot of the states were still doing the quarantining and the distances and everything, and they had that big rap. And they had, I didn't say, I said when, when he caught it, where, that was, I said it was during the time when a lot of the states were still following all of the CDC measures. That's when Herman Cain caught it. When Biden caught the COVID, most of the things, most of the states had let up off of all that stuff by the time Biden caught it. So let's just tell the truth. Herman Cain caught it and died when we were in the thick of it. That
every one of these so-called measures that the CDC recommended to prevent the disease, including getting the vaccine, including getting the boosters, including the 6-foot rule, including the goddamn face diapers, including everything they said would isolate, stop, and slow the prevention of disease was a lie. It was herd immunity that primarily did it.
Then why you take the shot, motherfucker? Why did you take multiple motherfucking shots, you fucking idiot? You took the goddamn shot. You did. You called in here and told us that you took the motherfucking shot. If everything that the CDC was... If everything that the CDC said was bullshit, why the fuck did you take the shot? God damn.
Be led astray by a bunch of fucking sophists. And that's what they got me on.
We would never know.
Oh, they're credentialed doctors. They know what they're talking about. You rubes are stupid and ignorant. Obey us. Fuck you.
We don't know if... Go ahead. We don't know if herd immunity would have solved, because I forget which country that's smaller than ours, they were trying to do herd immunity, and a lot of sicknesses and deaths. I forget which little country that was. They were going to go with herd immunity, and they realized, maybe we should not do this. I forget.
I think it was either Italy. I think it was Italy. It was one of them countries.
Italy. It was one of them little countries over there in Europe. And they said they was going to do New Zealand or someplace or another. They were going to go with herd immunity. Then it got worse and it got worse, and they said, okay, no more herd immunity. And
Well,
they started doing like other places
let
did.
me let
So
me.
we don't know if we had did that herd immunity. We don't know how many people would have
No,
died, how many people would have been
there
sick
you
and
go.
have long COVID messing up. We have no idea.
That's exactly
So
what that's what I was actually getting
we
ready to
have no
say.
idea.
But
We were in new waters. We had never had that before. So they did right.
yeah,
But
that's
now
exactly what I was getting ready to
thing.
say. Is herd immunity would have put a whole lot of a big population at risk, and people would have died. So that was just a stupid idea for this herd immunity shit. That was dumb.
Well, hold on a second. Hold on a second. To give you an idea how bad herd immunity is, you do realize we have a measles epidemic going on right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, we don't have a COVID epidemic going on now. Nobody's wearing a face diaper. Why that happen? We ain't got no COVID epidemic no more, do we? Nobody's wearing a face diaper. Nobody's doing 6 feet. Not 2 weeks to prevent the spread. None of that shit. And COVID is dead because we had herd immunity.
No, could it be? And could it be that the masses got vaccinated? Could that have played a role?
No.
You're not a doctor, so you can't say no.
After I got vaccinated.
They never said you couldn't catch COVID if you got vaccinated.
What good is it then?
Ain't nobody said that,
Sarge.
Sarge.
You're
You're
you and
stupid.
spreading up your lungs.
This guy's a
What the
dummy.
hell good is it? It ain't a vaccine then, is it?
This guy's
I had
a
it
dummy.
3 times too.
Keeps you from getting smallpox.
Yeah, I had it 3 times, and the first time I had it before, it had a name, and it almost killed me. You know, the
Me
second
too.
2 times, you know, it was bad, but it wasn't bad like that. So I don't know where this guy is getting this from.
He's an idiot. Sarge is an idiot. Sarge is a straight dummy.
Vaccine that doesn't
Tyrell,
prevent
it was Sweden. It was Sweden. Sweden is the most prominent country
Yeah,
that
yeah.
initially pursued herd immunity strategy during the early stages of COVID-19 pandemic, led by the state epidemiologist Anders Tengel. The Swedish government avoided strict legally mandated lockdowns. Instead, they kept much of society open, relying on voluntary social distancing and personal responsibility. The strategy aimed to slow the spread of the virus enough to protect vulnerable populations while gradually building widespread immunity within the general public. This controversial laissez-faire approach initially resulted in high infection rates and devastatingly high per capita death rate during the first and second wave of the pandemic, drawing heavy criticism from both domestic and international health experts. I could continue to read on. It was Sweden. And then when the people got to dying over there and got to getting real sick, they stopped that herd immunity BS.
Yeah, because it killed people. That's stupid. Herd immunity is stupid.
Preventative. It wasn't sold to us as a mitigative factor. It didn't prevent the disease. That's what it
Nobody said anything would prevent it.
It wasn't a vaccine. It was not a vaccine.
They never said it would prevent you from getting. No, they did not. No, they did not. No, they did not. I was too. I was too. Tell me
it was a vaccine.
And the dogs.
Okay, you sound stupid. This guy's an idiot.
The vaccine.
I'm not gonna do this because it's a crazy person. And the vast majority. The vast majority of the people who took.
Sorry, calm down.
The vast majority of the people who took the vaccine didn't get it. They never got it.
See, even you calling it a vaccine, it didn't vaccinate a goddamn thing.
Sorry, you don't even know what the definition of vaccine is. Then you stupid.
All right, nigga, what is it? What is the definition of vaccine, nigga?
You don't even know what the fucking vaccine. You don't even know what the fucking vaccine is. You just stupid.
We're gonna see who knows what vaccine means better. You or me.
You just
what does
stupid.
Vaccine mean, nigga?
You just dumb.
But the next time something come out, don't take more vaccine.
You just dumb.
Yeah, but this is that fifth column I was talking about. You know, all you have to do is see talking heads.
Vaccine mean,
you know, see talking heads. because they never said it's going to prevent it. They never said that.
They never said that.
Yeah, the talking heads said it. You know, the people on YouTube and Instagram and all that said it. Why? Because they were paid. They were paid to say it. You know,
they never
were paid by
that.
outside agents. He never said that. You know, so you had people talking, saying it. Oh,
well, here for the people,
Fox News,
for the
Fox
people,
News was touting that shit.
Yeah, for the people that want to know what the definition of vaccine is, it is a biological preparation that trains the body immune system to fight specific diseases. It don't say anything about healing or killing. It didn't say anything about shut the fuck up. Okay, I want you to shut the fuck up. Okay, the part we're at the point in the conversation where you need to shut the fuck up. You ain't under. Okay, we're at the point of the conversation where you need to shut the fuck up because you asked me a question and I'm trying to answer it, and you never that you always say I don't answer the question, so I didn't want to lie to the goddamn people and tell them some bullshit. So I just want to make sure that a vaccine does not heal shit. It don't cure shit. It helps your body fight whatever the vaccine is for.
Exactly.
That's it. That ain't got nothing to do with fucking healing shit. So wherever you heard that it heals shit, it was probably on Fox News. It was probably one of these right-wing fucking idiots saying that the vaccine cures the goddamn shit, and it doesn't. So stop saying that shit, okay?
Let me read you what the World Health Organization defines a vaccine as. This is from the World Health Organization, nigga. A vaccine is a safe medical treatment, usually given as a shot, that teaches your body's immune system to recognize and fight off specific harmful germs, wait for it now, without making you sick of the disease.
You did not say cure. You did not say heal. You did not say kill the goddamn disease. You just repeated every motherfucking thing I just said, you fucking moron.
That's everything he said.
Jesus Christ.
Motherfucker, you didn't say it didn't make you sick.
Oh,
You're a lying
God.
son of a bitch. Play back this goddamn tape.
You full of shit.
You're a lying sack of shit. You didn't say that last part.
Oh,
you
golly.
lying bastard. You didn't say it.
Fucking piece of shit. What is wrong with you?
Man, I swear, man.
Yeah, this is the part of the program where we're going to yell. We're going to yell when we're wrong, right? Is this the part of the program we're going to yell when we're wrong? Yeah.
Well, that's all he know how to do.
I tell you what, man. When you catch me wrong-footed, I readily admit to it. He doesn't.
Well, you need to admit it because you was wrong. Okay?
Not on this one, I ain't.
Yeah, you wrong as shit.
You were.
Well, let's pivot for a minute and get away from this for a second. We're about to head into the midterms, Tyrone. So this would mean it's 2 years into Trump's presidency. His presidency is falling apart, man. I mean, scandal after scandal after scandal. So now the question becomes, when is J.D. Vance gonna make his move? Either he's gonna stay on this ship and die with it, or he's gonna try and pivot out of it. In which case, he's gonna have to go against Trump. Is Trump gonna let him do that so that he can present himself as a viable candidate?
I mean, my view is it's not really about J.D. Vance or Trump. It's about the American people, these constituents, right? The white people love. It's like Sarge. The white people love what this administration is doing, so they're going to go to the polls and vote for the same thing, no matter who the nominee is. You get what I'm saying?
Some of them will.
I disagree. They love Trump. They don't love what he's doing. They don't care. They don't even know what he's doing.
They love
him.
These fuckers love this country right now, man. They do. So, but it's going to come down. It's going to come down to how many. It's going to come down to turnout. That's what all elections come down to. So the left needs to motivate the amount of people to turn out. You know, because it's an even split in this country when it comes to politics. And whenever, even though Donald Trump has did all this terrible shit, you can see that it's not really having an effect on people like Sarge. I don't know. I mean, J.D. Vance is a fucking idiot, but as long as they promoting white supremacy, these people will turn out for him. So I don't know. I think it's going to be a fucking tough time, man. I don't know.
I disagree with you, Tyrone. I disagree with you. Our politics in this country is not split down the middle. I disagree with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and a lot of Trump's sycophant, crazy cult fans will go along with whatever he do. They don't care. They're stupid. It's a lot of different things. Stupidity, don't care, hatred, whatever. They don't care. They don't care if everything falls apart. But I disagree with you that the politics is split right down the middle. I don't agree with that.
Well, where you see it leaning, left or right?
As far as things are going right now, I would say it's the politics, not necessarily left, but I think it's leaning towards that people want Trump ass gone.
Well, see, the way I see that is the people that are disappointed in Donald Trump, they might not even show up. You know,
that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
I don't think that they're gonna vote for Democrats, but I don't think
they don't have to show up at all.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, the people who want him gone, it's gonna show up. They're gonna vote. They're gonna do it in full force. And it doesn't matter if his people show up or not. I hope they don't.
So
that's the thing. Don't worry about whether or not they show up. I hope they don't. That's a good thing if they don't.
So let me ask you, Sarge, are you satisfied with the Republican agenda so far?
Republican agenda and Trump's agenda are not necessarily synonymous.
Okay.
You look at both of them, there are elements of both of them that I do not like and dislike. I would say overall, though, given the choice between the rock and the hard place I'm presented with in this newly emergent wing of the Democratic Party, that even the Democrat Party is trying to disavow, there is no doubt about where my vote is going this November. Against everything the Democrats want to do.
Okay, there
Much
you go.
even more than any resentment I might have against Trump and the Republican Party. This Democrat Socialist of America, which is increasingly becoming predominant in the Democratic Party, is not only frightening, they are antithetical to everything the United States is aspirationally best at. So that's what I say about it. I don't care what defects they got. Compared to the Democrats and the Democrat Socialists, it ain't even a question for me.
Okay, so see, and I'm glad you said it that way, because even with the Qatari jet plane that he stole taxpayer money for, even with the ballroom that he stole taxpayer money for, this helipad that he building, the reflecting pool, this war, Sarge is ignoring the pedophile, Jeffrey Epstein, all of the damn sexual deviancy that's going on in his party. Sarge is ignoring all of that shit that. Yeah, I mean,
in Barron Trump.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I can't even believe that man just said what he just said. I don't know what the fuck. They just crazy.
And I was understating it as far as I'm concerned.
Well, I mean, you prove my point.
The United States got an airplane that's on the Air Force Fleet Registry, has Air Force 2, and you're complaining about it. They got an
I was just pointing out.
Government owns, and you're saying Trump should be impeached for it. You're fucking nuts.
I was just pointing out corruption, and that is corruption.
Just make shit up.
I'm just telling you that's corruption, and you don't give a shit about it. You don't care.
Corrupt to accept an aircraft that is now part of the United States Air Force's fleet.
Yeah, it was corrupt.
It's got a registry number. It's an Air Force plane. It doesn't belong to Trump.
He's taking it with him. They've already said that. He's taking it with them. He's already said that.
So that violates the emoluments clause. We talked about this before, and it's clearly corrupt.
It belongs to the Air Force.
It didn't?
Did he not say he's taking it with him?
I don't give a fuck what he says. Congress has got to do it by legislation.
He said
if he look, let me tell you this. If he takes that aircraft without a vote of Congress allocating to him and or his library, then Trump is going to be guilty of theft of government property. When he does that,
no, I'm going before. I'm going back before that.
Wake me up. Not until then. I don't give a damn.
Well, I'm going back before that. I'm saying when he accepted that gift from another goddamn country, that violates the emoluments clause.
It was turned over to the Air Force.
Okay, you're not listening to me, or you're intentionally. You're not listening to me, or you're intentionally not hearing what I'm saying.
One more time.
Okay.
can't accept the gift of that because, first of all, Congress had to vote for it for him to even accept it in the first place.
Okay, that's just not true.
They
They
did
made a
vote
vote.
for it.
Okay.
You missed that?
Well, I
Go
can't
back
do
to
this.
the
I
congressional
can't.
registry and look at the vote. Congress voted to accept the aircraft.
Okay.
I guess you don't. That doesn't factor into your little delusional equation.
It don't, because it
After
violates
he-
it violates the emolument
After
clause.
he had already accepted it, said he's taking it, and then he said he's taking it with him when he leaves. He's taking it with him when he leaves. All of the grifting and stealing that man and his family has done since they have been in office this last time, and you refuse to
Woodrow
see it.
Wilson said the United States was part of the League of Nations. He said that to the world. We're going to be part of the League of Nations in 1990. Congress didn't go along with him, so it didn't happen. In this case, Trump said that aircraft is going to be part of the Air Force, and Congress went along with him by a vote, unlike what Wilson did. Nobody said, let's impeach Wilson for trying to get us in the League of Nations without a congressional vote.
Those are two different things, sir. That's apples and oranges.
Yeah.
Big time.
It is. You need a vote for both of them. You need a vote to get in the League of Nations. You needed a vote to accept that aircraft. The same thing legally.
One binds your country to a treaty with other countries. One is a personal gift.
One
You
gave
see
the
those as
United
equal?
States Air Force a
You see,
valuable piece of
hold on.
property.
You
What the
see
hell is
those
the difference?
as equal? You see those as equal?
One gave the United States Air Force a valuable piece of property with the approval of Congress. What are you bitching about?
When did Congress vote, Sarge, for that?
I cannot remember the date. I will get it for you in a minute. Just hang on.
Congress,
They didn't give-
Congress did not directly vote to approve or buy Donald Trump's new plane. Instead, the aircraft was donated directly to the Department of Defense as a sovereign gift from the Qatari royal family. While lawmakers did not vote to fund the purchase of the jet, they have had several continuous votes regarding expensive retrofitting process required to turn it into a secure. They never voted for that. They never voted for that.
Also,
Wait a
yeah,
minute.
also,
So you're saying Congress
he
approved?
said
You just said
he-
Congress approved accepting the aircraft, so Trump's cut out of it entirely?
No,
Trump said-
no, they did not vote for that. What I said
Wait a minute,
was
but you still want to put Trump's cut out of it. You said
Congress did
Wait,
not.
you just said the Arabs bypassed Trump and gave it to Congress. That's what
No.
you just said.
Congress did not directly vote to approve or buy Donald Trump's new plane. Instead, the aircraft. I'll read it again. If you stop talking, I'll read it again. Congress did not directly vote to
Hey, so
approve
what
or
does
buy
Trump have to
Donald.
do with it then?
Allow me to finish. Congress did not direct Trump. Okay, let's start off. Trump said he was getting a new plane. He accepted it. He said he was taking a new plane. Okay, here we go. Congress did not directly vote to approve or buy Donald Trump's new plane. Instead, the aircraft, they donated it directly to the Department of Defense as a sovereign gift from the Qatari family. While lawmakers did not vote to fund the purchase of the jet, they held several contentious votes. They held several contentious votes regarding the expensive retrofitting process required to turn it into a secure presidential aircraft. Party line votes. Congress repeatedly voted along party lines to reject the Democratic led amendments aimed at blocking the transfer, blocking the modification, and funding. You said that Congress voted to take the plane. They never did. I knew that was not true, sorry. They never voted for that.
No, let me see.
He said he was taking the plane, and then they got all up in arms about it. And then what Qatar did, they gave it as a donation. They gave it as a gift, as a donation. But they never voted for that. Congress never voted. And then after he gave it to the United States, and then Trump said he's taking it with him when he leaves.
Let me see who this caller is. Hold on, Sarge. Who just
How
called?
did the aircraft become an Air Force aircraft then?
Hold on, Sarge. Let me see who this caller.
Are you denying that it is in the Air Force's fleet formerly?
Why you act like you can't hear me speaking? Who's this caller?
This is Brother K, Tyrone's favorite nephew.
Hey, what's up, Brother K? I'm gonna let Sarge finish. I'm gonna let Sarge finish with what he's saying.
Brother K, what's up, man?
This really is
I'm
getting
good.
more and more confusing by the minute.
You said that Congress voted to take the plane. Congress.
Donald Trump was bypassed. They gave it to Congress, and you still want to hold Trump responsible
After
Trump he's gonna take it when he leaves.
Okay. What everyone was.
Is he going to do what he hasn't done yet?
God damn. All right.
Did everybody not hear Sarge say that
Lisa,
Congress voted on it?
Yeah, he said
Wait a
it.
minute. Now, okay. I'm going to deal with that in a minute.
Okay.
He said Congress voted. Let's don't try to rewrite what you said.
He said he always lied, Elisa, and then he tried to change his word.
I'm going to revisit it in a minute.
Okay, you have to shut the hell up. Let me go ahead and let Brother K speak. Shut up, Sarge.
What I'm asking you is since you didn't ask me a question, I'm asking you one. I want you to tell me how this aircraft became an Air Force airplane.
It was gifted. She read it 30 times. It was gifted. It was gifted. It was gifted.
Air Force.
It was gifted. She already read it.
There's a lot of gifts that don't go to the Air Force.
Okay, well, that's the way they did it.
How did it wind up as part of the Air Force?
Okay, it was gifted to the Department of Defense. All right, so what's up, Brother K?
I swear to God, you don't know. You don't know. Why'd you say you don't know?
Elisa read it 80 fucking times, and it was gifted to the goddamn Department of Defense. That's what she done read it. I read it, and you keep asking the same stupid ass question. Go ahead, Brother K.
Number one, it was gifted, and there was no vote. Number two, it didn't cost the taxpayers anything because number one, he's still in office, so he didn't take anything. But it didn't cost the taxpayers anything yet. And again, it was gifted. There was no vote. The other thing that you had brought up also, Tyrone, you had said about the thing that the ballroom by President Trump, it cost the American taxpayers zero. He got private donations. Well, they say private. It is now, you can look up all the companies and people that actually donated, and he still came under budget, less than what Obama spent to redo his reconstruction of renovations in the White House. He did come up cheaper than what Obama spent, and Obama was charged to the American people via taxes, but Trump's ballroom cost nothing. The thing about the pardon with, as far as Fauci is concerned, Fauci, this thing can go either way. What he did when it came to COVID, it happened on Trump's watch in the beginning, but what Biden did was he brought it up to a level where it just wasn't our thing, because he brought it into a level of, a lot of it was, I don't want to say communist or socialist programs, but it was socialist. He took over the churches and started dictating what churches can do and what certain gyms can do. Okay, so that was the problem there. As far as Fauci asked Biden for a pardon. Biden gave him the pardon. Now, once he got the pardon, it prevents him from facing any criminal prosecution. So when he went to plead the fifth, technically you can't plead the fifth after a pardon. You do have to answer questions. Now, whether you lie or whatever, that's a different story. Even if he lied, they couldn't really prosecute him because he already had the pardon. So technically, they should have stopped right there and said, wait a minute, you can't plead the fifth. Okay? So now the case, they can't even solve it there because this case, because there's an obstruction, it's going to go into the direction of the Justice Department. That's where it's going to go. It's not going to stay where it is, where you got Rand Paul saying this or Congress saying this or that. It's going to go to the Justice Department. As far as the vaccine, you're saying about the vaccine can't heal. The vaccine was used to fight it. Well, if I'm fighting something, I'm trying to heal something. It doesn't kill it because there were people that got the vaccine, still caught COVID. You see, they still got it. So it's fighting it, but it's a little. But what Fauci did and what Biden did on several occasions, there were times where they had the people believing, because their speech was, "We're using this to stop COVID," and people interpret the language of, "Oh, it's going to heal. Let me go and get vaccinated," because how they interpret the language at different times to different people, they interpret the language of it in different ways, where they had people thinking, "I better go get it because it's going to heal me, because I already have it, or it's going to stop me from getting it." It's a fighter is what it is. Okay? So that's basically what I have to say about that.
All right, well, don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere, because I'm getting ready. I'm getting ready to slap you up right quick. Both. Wait a minute. Hold on for a second.
Go ahead.
Because everything that you just said is wrong about the ballroom and the Qatari jet. The ballroom, President Donald Trump's plan for the ballroom was the subject of debate regarding taxpayer fund. While Trump initially promised that the project would be entirely financed by private donations, internal documents and reports have revealed that taxpayers are on the hook for a massive portion of the costs. The $600 million project and taxpayers share. The internal government documents reveal that the project estimates cost is $600 million. Records show that taxpayers' funds are expected to cover half of that total, approximately $303 million. And then the Qatari jet, as far as taxpayers paying for it. Elisa was talking about the retrofits and all that kind of stuff. So this article just says that the taxpayers are on the hook for
where did the article come from? Because
okay, let me finish with what I'm saying. I didn't cut you off, brother. But the taxpayers on the hook for retrofitting the Qatari jet. Okay, and then let me get what Elisa was going to say right quick. Go ahead, Elisa.
No, okay, you can go ahead. I asked you just used about the ballroom, where these articles are coming from. It's USA Today, the New York Times, House of. Allow me to the Hill. Wait a minute. The New York Post. I could keep going. That's where the articles comes from. That states the funding for the ballroom. Go ahead, Tyrone.
And then, and I just told you they was coming from government documents, so that's another source. So there you go.
Did you say USA Today? Because I'm looking at fact checks, but you said USA Today.
Well, all the major news articles, okay. Washington Post, PBS.
Okay, hold up. What I'm saying, okay, let's take it one at a time, okay? The USA Today, when you say these, I'm going to get like Sarge now. I got to back Sarge up. Let me go ahead and talk. Let me just. I'm going to pull up something.
All right. Well, let me get Mama's boy. I got your line. I got your line open, Mama.
I'm gonna listen. I'm not gonna.
I only chimed in because I heard the vaccine shit again, and it was people. A lot of people were confused, as you can see. Years later, they're still confused. But I remember when they stated trying to get people to take the vaccine, it was because hospitals were being overran. And they made it a priority for the vaccine to keep people from even coming to the hospital. Okay? So the vaccine was, I don't want to say only, but one of its primary objectives was to prevent people from going to the hospital if they contracted COVID. That was what it was for. It wasn't to prevent you from getting it. It was prevent you from dying if you got it.
Right. And Mama's boy, some of the data coming out of the hospital was if you was vaccinated and you went to the hospital, you most likely lived. And another one of the data points that came out is that people on the right, that didn't get the vaccine were dying more than people on the left that was getting the vaccine. That data came out after.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
No, I'm saying you're exactly right. I mean, the proof is in the pudding, but for some reason it gets mistaken. But the vaccine was never intended to prevent you from getting COVID. I wish niggas would quit saying that.
Yeah.
Because the vaccine was designed to prevent you from going to the hospital and further imposing a fucking flood of bodies showing up at emergency rooms, overwhelming the medical staff. And they had, it was an epidemic of them having to flip people upside down because they didn't take the vaccine. They didn't even believe they had COVID while they laying upside down. They still telling the nurses they don't have COVID when they can't breathe, but they got COVID. So, I mean, that's the confusion that was going around, and you see it's still prevalent today. Well, let me unconfuse you. It was just to prevent you from showing up at the hospital. It was to make sure that if you caught COVID, you would survive. That's what the vaccine was for. Bro.
Yeah, me and Sarge read the correct definition of vaccines. I don't know why the fuck he said that it was intended to stop it. That was just stupid when he read the goddamn definition.
That's all I wanted to say, Tyrone.
No vaccine is 100%. Not one is 100%. And and here it is. While the early clinical trials showed the original COVID-19 vaccines were 90-95% effective at preventing symptomatic infection, it was heavily emphasized by experts that no vaccine is 100% effective. As the virus mutated, immunity waned. Breakthrough infections became common through vaccination remains highly effective. They never said it would stop. And maybe a lot of people did get confused. I did it.
No, because we always use the example. We always use the example of the flu shot. Because if you get the flu shot, you can still get the goddamn flu.
Get the flu. You can still get it. But it keeps the infections and stuff to a minimum where it won't do you so bad. And it kept, but that COVID vaccine, the masses got it. It kept people from hogging up them hospitals, breaking down our medical infrastructure. That's what it was designed to do. That's because my mom caught the COVID after she got her, I think, like 2 shots. And her nose was, she found it congested, but her nose was barely running. And a lot of people I know, they still, not a lot, but some people, but most of the people I know who got the vaccine, they didn't catch it.
Well, see, that happened to me. I started getting vaccinated from day one. I was on time, and up here, what was it, last year or the year before, I didn't get the goddamn COVID shot, and then I ended up with COVID. Finally, after all this time, I didn't take the fucking vaccine, and I ended up with COVID somehow or another. So, yeah, I don't know. So, yeah. I probably was getting COVID a little bit or something like that while I was being vaccinated and didn't know it because I was vaccinated.
I didn't know it.
Yeah, so I don't know. But I know that when I didn't take my damn shot, I had to carry my ass to the emergency room. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, there's no clicks to be found from the flu. None. All right. And during that time, like I said, you had a whole propaganda machine out there. Everybody was vying for clout and clicks. All they had to do was put COVID in your title, and all of a sudden they became the expert on it. All right. And so most people, again, if you ask them, where did you hear that? They'll say, oh, I heard it online. They cannot point to a source. They can't point to a specific place. They'll say, I heard it online or through the internet. I heard it from my doctor. I have a relationship with my doctor. He is who I consulted. But most people don't do that. And so they pick up stuff that's put out in the ether and run with it. This is why you have so much misinformation out there. People are paid to put this stuff out there. You know, Charge is a chief churner of misinformation. Because, you know, he doesn't even realize some of the stuff that he's saying is bot created and bot driven.
Yeah, and Joe, with what you were saying, you had a whole lot of them pseudo doctors coming out here that wasn't even
Yes.
that wasn't even
Yes.
experts in epidemiology, just saying shit, and what they was doing is they was getting paid off of AdSense and YouTube views because their views would go up because they had the title of doctor, and motherfuckers would listen to them left and right.
And
Ray
a lot of
Paul
people
is
are
an
dead. A lot of
ophthalmologist.
people are dead because of that.
Okay.
Rand
Can I
Paul is
say-
not an MD, he's an ophthalmologist.
All right, brother K, go ahead.
Okay, when I looked up USA Today, these people are saying that it was said, according to the plan, there is no taxpayer money involved. When you read USA Today, they were saying, well, what we heard or what was planned, but it's not. When you look at the original plan of this ballroom, it's not taxpayer funded. Now, they got the money to build it, and they got up to between $200,000 and $400,000. Somebody bought up $1 billion. Well, the $1 billion that was being collected, you got reconciliation money and all of that stuff. That's taxpayer stuff there. That has nothing to do with the ballroom. But what they did, USA Today and also Washington Post, they bought up $1 billion claim, which that reconciliation bill, if you read about it, that $1 billion, there's a lot of stuff inside of that, and the ballroom is not inside of it because there's a lot of things that taxpayers will be paying if you get up to that public fund. Okay, that's securities and other features that's involved in that. But the ballroom is not included in that, so therefore, the taxpayers have nothing to do with that ballroom.
Yeah, you're confusing yourself. You're confusing yourself.
I'm not confusing myself. I'm
hold on.
If I can say this, before you say it, if I can say this, I'm a sworn-in government official right now, and I've looked this thing up, and you can read if you read New York Times, and like you said, Tyrone, I don't trust New York Times. I don't trust Fox. You're not going to get the accurate report. Fox is going to report something only based on the goodness of Trump, and then you got CNN, you got.
Well, I want to go by what you said when you came on here.
What did I say?
You said that the ballroom was going to be funded by private donators. That's what came out of your wait. That's what came out of your mouth. And then you just went and researched something, and then you're just telling me now that the taxpayers are supposed to be paying for a portion of something. So wait.
Let me. No, I did not say that. I'm not Sarge. I'm you know me. You and me. We talk, and I did not say that. I said, okay, I brought a reconciliation bill. I brought up the fact that there was $1 billion brought up by Republicans in Congress. Somebody got it mixed up thinking that this tax money the American people are covering that. As far as the ballroom, that is separate. There is no tax money from Americans going to the ballroom.
Well, we just disagree.
The other guy, we can disagree. I know what I'm reading. I'm also a government official. I'm in my town where I live at, and I have to keep up with those things. That's not happening. The other guy that spoke behind me, the other brother that spoke behind me, when he spoke about COVID, I think he was 100% dead on. Okay, I got to agree with him what he said. But that's what's happening there. When somebody mentions Fox and USA Times and USA Today and Times, you're not going to see anything. Donald Trump can cure cancer, and they're going to say he started it. That's why I had to read it right away when she read the sources, because when you go into sources, it's going to say basically, well, from what I've heard or from what I've read. Okay, but no, the taxpayers is not covering the ballroom. Okay?
I got a conclusion from the National Institute of Health, not YouTube, not Fox News, the National Institute of Health, about the efficacy of the COVID vaccine, and you need to hear it. You want to hear it? See, once again, these people know I got the ass, they know it.
Could you start screaming? Nobody want to scream with you. You scream, nigga.
It is a report. God damn it. You really don't want to hear me, do you?
Okay, well, go ahead.
All right, again, this report was done June 21st, 2021 by the National Institute of Health, not Fox News. And I'm going to read from the conclusion about the efficacy of the vaccines. I'm going to read it. I'm not going to insert my editorial opinion. We can draw important conclusions from these non-randomized studies of vaccine effectiveness. Most importantly, the currently available COVID-19 vaccines appear to be very effective in preventing severe complications and deaths from COVID-19 in adults of all ages. Recent real-world studies confirm that substantial protection extends to the Delta variant of SARS-CoV-2, although it requires 2 vaccine doses. Follow-up periods in all studies are relatively short, and these reports do not provide information on rare but serious adverse events such as cerebral venous thrombosis. I say again, such as cerebral venous thrombosis. Now, let me tell you what. They said, and they said it repeatedly, that it was a preventative prophylactic measure. Back then, I know that's what they were saying because I took notes. Now we know it isn't and wasn't. Now the rationalization they gave after that was proven to not be true was it mitigates the effect of the virus, has mama's boys read. Yes, that is what they were saying later. They no longer said it was a vaccine because the vaccine, yes, is not successful in 100% of the population, but it is so overwhelmingly successful that it actually can be classified as a vaccine, like a vaccine against the plague, a vaccine against typhus or cholera or smallpox. They are effective over 98% of the populations administered to. That wasn't the case with this particular, quote, vaccine, unquote. It is not, was not, and will never be an actual vaccine. You could say a preventative measure, but a lousy one at that.
Okay. Brother G.
That's K. That's K.
I'm sorry, Brother K. Brother K.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm just going to be real quick, and you can shoot this one down to the Guardian. It says about $340 million of the funding placed into an account. Okay, the funds. Okay, here we go. The funds were drawn from the One Big Beautiful Bill, Trump's signature legislation passed last summer by the Republican-only vote. The law stipulates that the money may only be spent on Secret Service personnel training facilities, technology related to costs, and not construction. But about $340 million funds and funding was placed into an account labeled Procurement, Construction, and Improvement on June the 12th, according to the Office Management and Budget. OMB.
Improvement of what?
Wait. Hold on.
Improvement of what?
June this year. Okay, so another account labeled Operation Support was also approved on the same day, adding another $10 million to the budget. So the reason I chose this article is because this link on this article goes straight to the procurement. And if you look on goddamn YouTube, here's an itemized list of the money taken out of the big beautiful bill and going into this goddamn construction, procurement, and improvements. So whenever you're telling me that they're not going to use any goddamn taxpayer money,
hold on,
but wait a minute.
Okay,
Whenever you're telling me that they're not going to use any goddamn taxpayer money, the One Big Beautiful Bill ain't nothing but taxpayer money. So if they're taking money out of if they're taking money out of that One Big Beautiful Bill and not using it for what they said they were going to use it for and putting it in procurement, construction, and improvement, they're going to use taxpayer money to build this stupid ass ballroom. Now I don't know why you want to believe Donald Trump
Let me stop you right there.
Okay.
This is not about me.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it
is. If he's wrong at something, I'm the first one to say that's wrong. I can only speak for me. I'm the first one to say that's wrong. If you look at that beautiful bill and other things, there's money going all over the place. Trust me. not one dime is going to the ballroom.
Okay, you just lying right now. You just lying.
Let me stop. Let me stop. Let me keep going. What you need to do, because I've already done my research, show me where one dime was pulled out of those funds or out of that money going to the ballroom. So far, none. Right now, and I'm giving him credit, he's under budget. He doesn't even need, they're talking about $1 billion. He doesn't need a dime out of that. That money's collected already. Trust me. Nothing's coming out of that big, beautiful bill money. Nothing.
Okay, well, I don't know what to tell you.
There was 67. There was
you worse than
67. I'm not worse than Sarge.
You worse than Sarge.
I'm telling you what I know. If there's something in that case where I say it's wrong and he's doing wrong, I'm gonna say so, and I'll tell you where it's at. It's not there. That's not a dime. I want you to show me. Okay, don't tell me. Don't say what you heard. Show me where there's money being, because it's itemized. It would say X amount of dollars is coming out of this bill. It shows where it's going to. It's going to a lot of things, but the ballroom is not one of them.
Okay.
That money was already collected. Trust me, that money was already collected.
All right. Well, I'm not doing this no more. And ladies and gentlemen, I proved my point to where this money is going, Brother K, and I disagree.
You didn't prove it.
Okay.
You didn't.
Okay, Brother K.
I'm with you. In other words, I'm with you when it comes to saying, okay, this is that. There's a lot of things I'm agreeing with you on. But if you're going to say this, don't say it. I study this. This is my craft. This is what I do right now.
Okay, you can make these claims. You can make those claims about you work for the government.
Show me. I'm asking you, Tyrone.
I just did. I'm not doing this no more. I just did. I showed you the damn. Here is the damn document number right here. TAFSS 07-04-01. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Does it say in there? Does it itemize?
You know what?
And does it show? I'm not answering. Why are you?
Because I'm done with this conversation. You gonna believe?
Because I'm catching you? I think I just caught you.
You didn't catch me on anything. I'm telling you. I am telling you.
Now.
I'm telling
you. You want plain and simple. Do me a favor.
Go ahead.
Show me on the bill, which showing everything itemized. Show me on that. Show me out of that reconciliation money, and show me where it says, here it is. This X amount of dollars is being pulled from this to go to the bowl.
All right, so slow down.
Because it's not.
We're doing a psychoanalyzation here, Brother K.
No, I'm just
I just let you talk.
Go ahead.
You're not mentally prepared to accept the truth, so there's no reason. There's no reason.
You gotta be kidding.
Okay. Hold on. Why y'all talk when I talk? There's no reason to continue this line of discussion whenever you are going to believe everything that Donald Trump says. It makes no sense. But this
isn't Donald Trump saying this.
But you believe that it's getting paid for by fucking donators.
I asked you.
Okay,
Tyrone,
what? And I'm telling you, there's no need to continue.
Don't tell me. Show me. I asked you to show me one thing.
God!
I asked you
listen,
to show me
I've done and showed you 80 ways to goddamn Christmas.
You did not show me one thing.
Listen, brother.
I asked you to do one thing. Show me the bill. Where the money is coming out.
Listen.
Fund to go towards
let me show you why it's
That's all I asked. Don't tell me anything else.
Listen, I'm gonna have to mute you if you don't stop talking when I talk.
I'm gonna listen, go ahead.
Okay, then shut up. There's no need to show you anything. Elisa has showed you article after article. What did you do? You discounted all of those major news organizations and said they don't count. Then you try to put up your credibility. Okay, let me get this out. Elisa showed you all the articles after articles. I read your article. You said they don't count. You don't trust no major news outlets because somehow or another they're corrupt, I guess. So what is the point of even proving anything to you if it's not presented to you on a silver platter the way you want to see it? You're not going to accept anything unless we give it to you the way you want it. So you put up your credentials about working for the government and all this kind of stuff, and you know exactly how things work. That's already telling me you're biased. You're not going to believe anything else coming in. So you're one of those people that are programmed and indoctrinated to believe everything like SARS does. So there's no need to even having this conversation no more. It doesn't make any sense. We done gave you evidence after evidence, and you still refusing to accept it.
I agree with you just a little bit, Lyrone. You need to shut up and listen to me for a second.
Okay.
I'm about to agree with you just a little bit. Now, I understand what
Brother K, your line back open. But go ahead.
And look, I understand what Brother G is saying. Brother G
That's Brother K. That's Brother K.
But I do agree that there has been mission creep in the cost of the ballroom.
Okay.
But I will also admit this. And look, I just said, did you hear what I just said now? Because you have a tendency.
Well, explain the mission creep. Explain the mission creep.
Wait a minute. You have a tendency not to have your ears open.
No, I want you to explain the mission creep.
I just said there's been mission creep in the form of the cost of the ballroom creeping up beyond what it was originally said to be. It was originally said to be around $400 million, and yes, that money was donated by private funding. It has since gone up, and some of it appears to be having to be borne by the taxpayers.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Admitted that. God damn it, will you let me finish? I don't babble like you do.
Okay.
Let me finish. Now, but you know what? Before this ballroom came about, I was not aware that state dinners frequently had to be held in temporary outdoor tents like you use for Biff and Bumpy's summertime wedding reception. This is a national embarrassment that there was no permanent, secure facility for those gatherings, no matter who the president is, whether it's Obama, Biden, or Trump. Now, we can debate the funding sources of the final cost, but the concept as a whole is a necessity. You got third world countries that are absolute shitholes that have magnificent palaces that they can hold state dinners in. And this is the United States.
Oh, you're going off subject.
Wait a minute.
You're going off the subject.
United States of America, and you mean to tell me we got to use fucking tents?
You're going off the subject. Okay, so Brother K. Yes, you are.
Admit it. It's overcost, and I'm telling you, it's worth it.
Okay, so Brother K, I want you to listen. Instead of arguing with me, SARS just admitted what I said. The $300 million of the dollars have been donated by private organizations. The cost now is $600 million. The other $303 million is coming from taxpayers. So SARS just said the same thing I just said. So you debate with him because I'm not doing it anymore.
It's worth it.
Okay. I'm going to repeat the same thing I said before, okay? What I want to see, because everybody can say, I heard 400, I've read 600, I read 300, I've read it started at 200. What I go by what is down on paper, the true facts, because we can all come up and say different things. What I want to see is, here is the funding, here's that money, and I want to see where the money was pulled out and how much the taxpayers are paying. Because so far, regardless of what anybody is saying, so far the number is at zero. It's
okay, well, I mean, that's what you believe. So
I say, no, it's not what I believe. It's what I read. I'm not saying. Okay, that's what you believe. What I'm saying is, I want to see it itemized where it's pulled out, because so far, no. Now, will they go for it and try it? Maybe. I don't know. But so far, not one tax money. The tax money has not gone.
Technically, you're right, because the money hasn't been allocated yet.
Thank you. That's what I was trying to tell Tyrone.
We got to be honest about this. I do think at some point in the future, the money will be allocated. It won't be. Most of it will be borne by private donations, but less than about 40% of it appears to be likely to be borne by the taxpayers. And that's
okay. So
with me. I don't care.
So listen.
I think we need to spend it.
Okay, so listen, hold on. You hush, and Brother K, you hush. This is why people are saying that taxpayers is funding the bill. The big, beautiful bill has already passed. That money has already been allocated to the big, beautiful bill. So they got all of this goddamn gazillion dollars in the big, beautiful bill. Our money. So the reason that people are saying that taxpayers are paying for the ballroom is because what I just told you, this procurement, construction, and improvement portion of the big beautiful bill has been allocated for Donald Trump's goddamn ballroom. That is taxpayer money going directly to the goddamn ballroom. I gave you the document number. It's posted on the goddamn website, and you guys can go look at it for your goddamn self. As a matter of fact, I'll pull it up right here on the goddamn YouTube channel right here. The what is this? The Open OMB website is the procurement document. The file ID is 115-24925 on June 12th, 2026. This is when the goddamn shit was posted. 2026. I don't know. They got it. Funds provided by Public Law 11921. It's all fucking federal shit that I'm looking at right here. So there's no argument for me. Sarge, you kind of agreed in the future that taxpayer money will be allocated. Brother K said, okay, that's possible. What I'm trying to tell you is our money has been wrapped up into this goddamn big, beautiful bill. So that means the taxpayers on the hook for whatever this bill is, and whatever money is in the big, beautiful bill, Donald Trump and his fucking corrupt goddamn administration has already pulled this shit out for the goddamn ballroom. Now, y'all can argue about this all goddamn day long. I don't know what the fuck to tell you.
I'm not arguing about it.
I'm not. What I'm saying is this.
What taxpayers on the hook for $600 billion for Obama's monstrosity in Chicago. Fuck them. This is going to belong not to Trump.
Okay.
This is going to belong to the White House. It's not going to belong to Trump. That means future presidents will be able to use it.
Yeah, here's the problem, though. And this is the thing that Brother K is not thinking about. Look, generally, the Trump administration has a very poor record, for construction. You can't even get a reflecting pool done. Remember that simple reflecting pool that's costing millions now? So let's say they start this ballroom, all right? And the ballroom right now is suffering not from mission creep, it's called scope creep. It was initially sold to the public in a simple scope. We're building a ballroom and it's not going to cost the taxpayer dime. That was the initial sell to the people, to get the people behind it. But let's say they start building it. Now they've added scope to this. There's supposed to be something underneath it, something on top of it, blah, blah, blah. The Secret Service is chiming in with something. Everybody's adding in what their little piece of the pie is to this ballroom. It's not just a simple ballroom anymore. So let's say they start constructing it. They get about halfway, 3/4 done. What then? And they run out of money. What then? Where do you think the money's going to come from?
Okay. We're sitting here talking about this when, again, we're not looking at what did Obama spend. And not just Obama.
Ain't got shit to do with Obama. Do not bring up Obama. Obama ain't got shit to do with none of this.
I'm gonna bring it up because I'm speaking. What I'm saying is this. Okay? What I'm looking for, again, we can go on and on and on with this all night. Okay? But what I'm looking for, and I'm not saying Tyrone's wrong, I'm not saying he's right. I want to see it for myself, because so far from what I see, all that money wrapped up in that big, beautiful bill and all that money that the taxpayers may have paid into the big, beautiful bill, I don't see any funds being pulled from that going to the ballroom. That's what I'm looking for. And
that's not what
again, can I finish?
That's not what we're talking about.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay? That's what I'm saying. I'm not arguing Tyrone's point, but what I'm saying is this. I'm not saying Tyrone's wrong. I'm not saying Tyrone's right. I'm saying what I'm looking at. If that man said no, it's no money coming out. I'm looking for that myself. I'm looking to see, is he lying or is it the truth?
Yeah, he's lying.
So far, no money has been taken out of that to go towards. So far, it hasn't. You can't show me where the money was already taken out and gone towards it, because you know what? As they said, the money wasn't allocated yet. Number one, so no money was given at all to it. So far, the donors, with the money they have, the project they have at itself is covered by the donors. Now, will it happen?
That's not what we're talking about.
Will again? This is my point. The point I'm making is.
I think we heard your point though, but you're not addressing what I responded to you.
I wasn't. But I wasn't. I wasn't. What was your point? What was your point? Because I thought I addressed it already.
No, you're windmilling. You're going back
Okay,
over
your
and
point.
over
Okay,
the same thing.
You're okay.
Yeah.
So your point.
Yeah.
Your point is.
My
And
point
I'll
is
respectfully
this.
listen.
I'll
listen.
Yeah, the Trump administration has a poor track record of construction projects. All right. Once they start building this thing, let's say they have huge scope creep. It gets halfway to 3/4 done, and they run out of money. What then?
When they run out of money, what then?
We're going to pay for it as we should.
Right. That's the whole point. There's no contingency, that says if we run out of money, then the donors will cough up more for it. They're saying basically, just if they put a contingency that says that if we run out of money, then the donors have to cough up more, then I don't have a problem per se. I don't like it, but I don't have a problem.
I heard you. Okay, I heard you when you said that. I didn't disagree with you. What I'm saying, I didn't disagree with you on that. What I'm saying is,
listen. Hold on. Let me just say this. Based on what you're saying, there's no contingency. If they start building it and run out of money, they have no choice but to go to taxpayer money. And now you have to deal with the cat being out of the barn already.
No, that I did not say. I didn't get that far. I didn't get that far yet in my conversation. I'm saying as of right now, no taxpayers paid a dime yet in. As far as into the future of it, I didn't get as far as my whole research of this thing. I didn't see that conversation coming up, even though, like Sarge says, more than likely that could happen. But my whole point I'm trying to make is, so far, it's allocated that no tax money has been used. And the way it's going, if you look at the project, they may not need it. That doesn't say he won't do it. Okay? But that's my whole argument. Right now, the taxpayers didn't pay a dime.
All right, Brother K, let me ask you a question. Will you vote Republican again?
Well, I vote Republican. I'm a conservative. There's some Republicans that gotta go.
But I'm not asking you that. I didn't ask you that.
What do you mean by what do you mean by will I?
Because we're a two-party system in this country. You either vote Democrat or Republican. Are you going to vote Republican?
I'm going Republican. I cannot vote for a Democrat.
So let me ask you this: since you're going to vote Republican, wait a minute, hold on. Okay, but let me ask you this: since you're going to vote Republican, and all of the corruption that came out of this administration pertaining to the Epstein file, pertaining to the destruction of the goddamn reflecting pond, bulldozing the goddamn White House, Trump being involved in fucking corrupt schemes with Bitcoin and the stock market manipulation and the high gas prices, the war, all of that stuff, and you're saying you're going to vote Republican again?
Yes, and let me tell you why. Because under Biden, we were paying more for gas, more for groceries,
no, we was
more
not.
for food.
That's a lie.
Let me stop. Can I finish?
You can say it, but you need to stop lying.
Okay. We were paying less. Number two, the way this Democratic Party today, right now, oh, hell no. Okay, the socialist people that's coming on board, there are a lot of Democrats, they're fighting against one another because they're definitely bringing into this socialist program and Sharia law and everything else. No.
Well, let's bring it. Since you talk about Sharia law,
let me finish again.
Okay.
I cannot
Sharia law.
What I'm saying, I shouldn't have said the word Sharia law, but I was looking at what's going on out in Michigan. Okay, from Mondami to this other guy, whatever he is. That's another socialist way they're pushing America. I can't back that up.
All right, so let me narrow this down because.
Okay, but let me give you the main important one. The main important way that I will not back up the Democratic Party. Okay. I don't believe in killing babies in and out of the womb. There's no way I would vote for somebody that supports the infanticide bill.
Okay. Well, that's great. I'm glad you went there because that's exactly where I was trying to get to.
Support that. Yeah,
that's exactly where I was trying to go to with the children and the babies. And since you say that that's a main issue for you, Donald Trump is Jeffrey Epstein's biggest friend. And reported. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Okay, so you're not even going to let me get this.
But you did bring up an important thing.
You're not even going to let me get this out. You're not even gonna let me. Okay, you're not.
You gotta let me acknowledge this one thing you said.
Okay. Well, you said that you was talking a while ago, so I'm gonna say what I got to say. Donald Trump was Jeffrey Epstein's biggest friend. This is what he self-proclaimed on audio, in an interview. Donald Trump is Jeffrey Epstein's biggest friends. Jeffrey Epstein was the world's historical largest pedophile and ran the world's largest pedophile ring. Donald Trump was involved. This must hurt. Donald Trump was involved via court. Shut the fuck up. Donald Trump was involved via court documents.
Pakistani grooming gangs in the United Kingdom.
Okay, we ain't talking about the UK. Okay, so Donald Trump.
I can't believe you, Tyrone.
Okay, god damn. I can't believe this. This must hurt. Sorry, I'm muting you, motherfucker. Now, Donald Trump was involved via court documents with a 13-year-old child who he sexually assaulted, who he allegedly sexually assaulted.
What's
physically?
Her name,
Okay. I got the document. Sexually assaulted.
What's her
physically?
Name,
okay, hold on. Mm-hmm. Physically abused in this court document, and you're telling me that the proximity to pedophiles, it ain't shit like that. Wait a minute. Ain't shit like that coming from the Democratic Socialists. Ain't nothing about sex trafficking or of children coming from the Democratic Socialists. And you're telling me you're going to vote for the damn pedophiles. Is that what you're telling me, Brother K?
Okay, you want me? Is it my turn?
Yeah, your turn.
Democrats, you lying motherfucker.
Can I? Is it my turn?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. The 13-year-old number one is a grown woman right now. We just found out, and I'm trying to remember her name because I had it. This 13-year-old woman that was interviewed four times, detailing everything. We found out that when she brought it up, she was a grown woman, and it was found out that they won't say the Democrat's name, but she brought it up trying to get money and making a deal not to go to jail. And then there was two others, they did not say the name, the same thing. That was a made-up story. Donald Trump never went to court and was convicted of being a pedophile, not at all. What's his name? Biden was in office for 4 years. Not one time did they bring up the Epstein files and fight it. Not one. Did they bring up the files? Did they say he did this and did that? Nothing. They didn't bother. Not one Democrat brought it up trying to bring Epstein to justice. All this stuff came up under Biden, as far as it came up under Trump. But this 13-year-old, it's 3 stories, not just that one. And here it is, we found out this girl now is a grown woman on drugs, trying to make a deal so she won't go to jail. So don't tell me he's a convicted rapist and a pedophile. That did not happen. That is a lie.
Okay.
That is a lie.
Okay, hold on. Even though you got that wrong,
I don't have it wrong.
Okay, hold on. E. Jean Carroll was found. Donald Trump was found liable for sexually assaulting.
I must be right because he went to the next one. Mm-hmm.
For sexually assaulting.
What evidence? Oh, word.
Okay, Sarge, I'm talking to Brother K. Shut the fuck up. I just want to see how much Brother K is going to support a sexual assaulter and a fucking pedophile. That's all I'm trying to find out.
Well, who did you support? Did you vote for Biden?
Okay.
Did you
this
vote for Biden?
This is what I'm going to do. Because Elisa was trying to...
Tyrone, I'm fairly asking you a question. Did you vote for Biden?
Of course I did.
Because you voted for a man whose daughter said in her book, and she admitted it, I'm 16. Why does my father feel that he has to keep taking showers with me?
Okay, so Elisa,
you voted for a man that says the most disgusting thing back in the South, racist white people call black people as roaches. That's what they call black children. You got Biden on stage with black children talking about roaches. Did you vote for that? He called us niggers. He said that our schools were racial jungles. Didn't want his kids going to school with black children. That's what you voted for? His best friend, you want to talk about Epstein? His best friend, Biden's best friend, was a KKK leader. Hung black people. That's what you voted for? He voted 11 million illegals and put black people at the end of the list, of the end of the waiting list in Chicago for housing, and put all illegals in front. That's what you voted for?
Hey, Brother G, he won't listen
Okay,
to me.
hold on. I will let them finish. I will let them finish.
I'm curious about this story.
You got a man. You had Kamala Harris. You had Tim Walz and Barack Obama at the same time say, when a baby is born, we're going to bring in pesticide.
Just because
okay?
you say it don't make
Barack
it true.
Obama would
Where
not
your
give his
documentation for all this
endorsement.
shit?
Barack Obama would. You can look up everything I'm saying. Barack Obama would
I
not give
can
his
look it
endorsement.
up. No, you gonna spit it out in layers and layers and layers.
Barack
You need to back it up
Obama,
in layers
Barack
and layers
Obama, look up
and
the
layers.
inside.
Okay, so we're gonna let Elisa. Hold on,
Let me
brother.
one thing and I'm done. I'm gonna let it go. Let me say this. I'm gonna let it go. Barack Obama would not give his endorsement to Kamala Harris or Tim Walz unless they throw in the infanticide bill. What is the infanticide bill? That is the right for a woman. After she has the baby, she has up to 9
There's
months.
no such thing. You're just using that word. Infanticide is illegal all over the United States. See how you don't put the real shit out there? You just want to say a bunch of bullshit. You need to start putting some.
Okay, hold on, brother K. I let you ramble on. Brother K, I know you're angry because you're supporting a pedophile and I called you out on it. You're supporting a rapist and I called you out on it, and you're just rambling bullshit about Joe Biden and Democrats to try to goddamn capture the damn moment. But you're losing. Everything you said is a goddamn lie. But the facts is Donald Trump got found guilty of sexually assaulting E. Jean Carroll. Donald Trump is in this document that I have up on the goddamn screen right now, and molesting this damn where the fuck is my document, y'all?
Had to create a law.
Here it goes. Donald Trump is in this document. Him and shut the fuck up. Donald Trump. Shut the fuck up. Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein is in this document together for. This is a court document. Case number 1:116 CV07673. Donald Trump and Joe Biden ain't got no goddamn court document. This was filed on 9/30/16, and it's 10 pages. Joe Biden ain't got no court document. In the court document, it tells you the parties how they assaulted this 13-year-old girl. The plaintiff was a minor of 13-year-old age and was legally incapable under New York law of consenting to sexual intercourse and other sexual contacts. And the penal code is right here, 130.53/A. And it goes on to say what Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein did to this child when they beat him. That they beat this child. She got angry, bit his genitals, and he hit her, and all this stuff. But I'm not going to read it because it's so goddamn filthy. But Joe Biden or the Democrats is not in court and don't have court documents stating any of this shit that I just said. But you just want to sit up here and just ramble on about some bullshit about the Democrats that's not even goddamn true, because you're getting ready to vote for a goddamn pedophile. You and Sarge both are getting ready to vote for fucking child molesters and child sex traffickers. That is what I wanted to establish, and that's what y'all confirmed. And you're angry because the shit is goddamn true. That is just a fact. But Elisa, you can go ahead, and don't y'all cut her off.
I have a question. You have a question after Elisa talks.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to go because we have
Sarge. Okay, Sarge, hold on. Go ahead. I got you muted. Go ahead, Elisa.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to go because you have grown men on here showing support for pedophiles, sexual assaulters, sex traffickers, grifters, liars, cheaters, women beaters, and who knows what else. So y'all
Thanks for describing Biden.
I can't. It's child. Tyrone, the planet, America is so doomed.
That's what I said.
This is where we at. All right, y'all. This is where we at. They're making excuses, bringing up Obama and all this. Look, this is so sad that they're making excuses for pedophiles.
I'm not making excuses for Biden.
Yeah.
I'm not making excuses for Biden.
Hold on, brother K.
And then getting snarky about it. Y'all have a good night, and continue on with this horrible, bottom shelf, deplorable, degrading conversation. Go ahead.
All right. Well, and the worst thing that Brothers K said, let me tell you what he said. The first word that came out of his mouth, the first word that came out of Brother K's mouth was, "She's a grown woman now." Wait a minute. Wait, shut the fuck up. She's a grown woman now. She was a child at the fucking time of what I'm referring to. You don't have nothing to say when Donald Trump, when Donald Trump was oh God, she was not a grown woman. She was not a grown woman.
How old is the girl right now?
I don't know how old she is now.
You don't even know her name. You don't know how old she is right now. I can
figure it out.
You don't know when it went to court, and you don't even know her name.
I just pulled up the court documents. Was you not looking at YouTube? Let me pull it back up again.
Court documents say. There is no court document. There is no court document.
Let me pull up.
Donald Trump was found guilty of. Let me finish. There is no court document where Donald Trump was found guilty of raping a little girl, a 13-year-old girl, because his butt would be in jail. It didn't happen.
Well, there's a court document where he was found guilty of raping a woman.
If you notice that she is,
Brother K, you
let me finish. There are
court records.
There
are court records. Let me say something.
If Tyrone was convicted, hold on, bro. Let me finish saying what I was saying.
We heard you. You didn't,
because you didn't. You cut me off.
Brother K, hold on, brother. Hold on. Brother K, there are court records of what? Of Donald Trump sexually assaulting a woman inside a dressing room.
There are court records of accusation.
No. Listen what I'm saying. Listen what I'm saying. Why is it? Hold on a second. Why is it? Hold on. Let me finish.
You didn't let me finish.
Why is it that when a white guy gets some accusation, it's not true, but when the black guy like Bill Cosby gets some accusation, the shit is true? Why is that, brother?
Good question. Did he go to jail?
No, I'm asking you a question. I'm answering.
Let me answer your question. Let me answer. Bill Cosby, whether I believe it or not, he was in court and was convicted of it and went to jail. There is no court. Let me finish. There is no document. There's no court record where Donald Trump went to jail, went to court, was found guilty of raping this little girl, this 13-year-old girl. He'd be in jail. If you right now was convicted in a courtroom, you can be accused. You can be accused. No, you can be accused. Let me finish. I'm going to finish. I'm going to finish my point. No, I'm going to finish my point. No, I'm going to finish my point. I'm going to finish my point, then I'll listen to you.
You're done.
I did not finish. You cut me off.
You don't have to continue with me, okay? That's not. Right now, you're just rambling. This is my point.
I'm not rambling. I'm telling you the truth.
Hold on 1 second. Know why Bill Cosby got the treatment that he got? Because he wasn't white. You know why they won't lock? Hold on. One reason why they won't lock up Donald Trump because he's white. They know good and damn well. Hold on 1 second. They know good and damn well. You know good and damn well that in fact, if Donald Trump was black. Hold on, okay? You know and I know that if Donald Trump was black, you know his ass would be locked up.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question? Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question.
What the hell going on?
Sarge.
I want to
Shut the hell up, Sarge.
I want to ask him a fair question.
Shut the hell up, Sarge.
I want to get your motherfucking ass.
Okay, y'all gonna have to calm down. Y'all gonna have to. Okay.
Let me get him.
Okay, y'all gonna have to calm down. And Brother K, that lady name was Katie Johnson. That's that lady name.
Let me ask. It was two more. Let me ask the brother a question. No, let me ask this question. Here's the difference, okay? And then does race have a thing to do with it? More than likely, yes. But Bill
Okay, then that's all I
Cosby.
want you to say,
Let me
bro.
finish. Let me
All the
finish.
rest of shit, no, but Brother K.
No, I'm
all the
going
rest
to
of shit
finish.
don't matter.
No,
but
I'm
Brother
going to
K,
finish. It doesn't
to
matter.
me, no. And to me,
Let me say
all
this.
the rest of
Let me
shit
say
don't
this.
matter.
I'm
All
going
of
to
it
say
don't
this.
matter.
I'm going to say this.
Look,
I'm going.
here's
No,
the
I
thing.
let
Hold
you
on a
talk. No, I'm
second,
going to
Brother
say.
K.
No, I'm going to say this.
No. Here's the thing.
I'm going to
Here's
say
the
this.
thing.
Bill
Here's the thing.
Cosby. No,
They
Bill
are, in
Cosby.
fact,
Sir. No. So Bill.
Oh, shut
Bill
the fuck up,
Cosby.
Sarge. Anybody want to talk to
Bill.
you?
Sarge. Bill
Go on, Brother
Cosby
K.
sat in a courtroom with a judge and a jury. He was found guilty. Now again,
Brother
whether
K,
it was
stop.
don't
Brother
let me
K.
please let me finish.
I'm
I'm going to
hold
finish.
on a second.
I'm going to
stopping
finish.
you.
No, I'm going to
Hold on,
finish.
Brother K.
No,
I'm stopping you. Hold on. I'm
Bill
stopping you
Cosby
because
sat
what
in
you're
a
saying
courtroom.
is full of shit.
Bill
I'm
Cosby
stopping you
sat in a
because what you're
courtroom.
saying right now is full of shit.
No,
You know the only
that's why
reason
you won't
why
wait because
they
you know I'm
pulled
right.
his ass in the court. Hold on, Brother K.
I'm going to
You
say
know
it again.
and I know the
I'm
only reason
going
why they
to
pulled him
say
into
it
court.
again.
You
I'm going
hold
to
on,
say it
brother.
again.
Wait a minute.
No, I'm not.
Brother
You're being disrespectful. You're being disrespectful.
No.
You're
Of course,
being
I got to
disrespectful.
because I'm telling you, the
No,
only
you're
why
not. You're not.
Bill
You're not.
Cosby
You're
is
not.
in court. Hold on. The only reason why
He
he's
went
in
to
court,
jail.
and
He
you
sat
know
in
it.
court.
No. He was
He
in
went
court
to jail.
because he was black.
Before, no,
40 years ago. Look, 40 or 50 years ago.
Donald Trump, they never, Donald Trump has never sat in a courtroom.
Look.
The Republicans never sat Donald Trump in a courtroom where they tried him and found him guilty of rape.
Okay.
Never. I'm right, you're wrong.
Okay.
You're wrong.
Okay. Listen.
Is over. All participants are muted, and
they can
unmute themselves.
Okay, listen. I got to get out of here. And YouTube, if y'all want to call in, y'all can call in. I'm going to open up all the lines. Y'all can call in and argue with Brother K and Sarge. They own something. I don't know what the fuck they own, but they own something. So I appreciate everybody calling in, and I'll come back in here next week. So I'm going to open everybody's line.
Q&A session has started.
Uh-oh, hold on. That ain't open. Hold on.
Q&A session is over. All participants are unmuted.
I wanted to ask you about the Sharia law thing. Where did you get that, Brother K?
Hey, let me tell you what I look at a rape case as. I don't look at it by race like some race-obsessed motherfuckers do. I look at the individual case and see what the merits of it are. That's why I said the case against Mike Tyson was bullshit. The case against Brian Banks was bullshit. The case against Bill Cosby was bullshit. The case against Clarence Thomas was bullshit because I evaluated each and every one of them individually on their merits. That's what you never do, Yahshua.
Okay, now, okay. Here's the point. If you